Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heminger Field on the campus of Tiffin University for today's district semifinal matchup between the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes and the Lexington Minutemen. I'm Nate Mullins on the call today with Greg the Wizard Kinn. You're tuned in here on the pregame show brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant. We're just moments away from first pitch.
Sorry, losing this name.
We have
Jace Arias.
Want to give a shout out to our camera operators today. We have Jacob Ellis back on the case today, and Emma Meglin. Make sure I got her name right. I was saying it wrong all day yesterday. So, Emma Meglin on the call or on the camera with Jacob. This is her last day shadowing with us. She's getting trained and getting ready for it. So,
Blake Golden.
No, I didn't make one. It's in the notes.
Okay, I'll get
Connor Reese.
But once again, you're tuned in here on the pregame show brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant. We'll give a thank you to our sponsors here in just a moment. But I do want to give a shout out to a couple of special sponsors joining us here on the broadcast today. Just for this one, this Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes team with a big upset win over Defiance to get here to this district round, knocking off the #1 team in Division III baseball to get here. And I tell you what, folks, they got a lot of community support behind them, but the most support they're getting right now is from the parents of Columbian baseball and SWAT baseball. I'll give a big shout out to these new sponsors joining us for this one. The parents of Columbian baseball team, they've watched their boys grow on battle all season long. From a 10-14 record, they've shown incredible grit, culminating in that fantastic 6-0 win over Defiance. Now it's district semifinals day. We've seen their resilience, their teamwork, and their passion for the game. Every single one of them has earned this moment. To our Tornadoes on this important day, know that your biggest fans, your parents, are right there with you. Play with heart. Leave it all out there. We're wishing you the very best of luck today. That's the message from the parents of Columbian baseball to the players out there, as they know right now, Greg, they're playing with house money.
Absolutely, Nate.
Nobody expected them to be here today. And I think they're carrying that chip on their shoulder. They carried it into Defiance, and they're carrying it right back here to Tiffin. And, Greg, you could say this is a road game. Yeah, even though it is at Tiffin University, it's here in the hometown. They did take the bus to get here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nate, and it's nothing against them to say that nobody expected them to be here. It's just kind of like the David and Goliath story here.
Absolutely.
He talked about the team that they took out. Nobody saw that coming. They were just on a roll.
Yeah, that was a team that had lost one game all year. And Tiffin Columbian dealt them just their second loss and knocked them out of the tournament. So Tornado standing tall here after a big outing by Isaiah Tills. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsors before we get you to the first pitch. We'd like to thank XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Mullins Entertainment, Lee's Floor Covering, Studio Squared, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Art Lessons by Chelsea Mullins, the parents of Columbian Baseball, and SWAT Baseball. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're just about ready for this one as Tiffin Columbian comes into this one at a 10-14 record. Lexington at 12-14. Both of these teams pretty evenly matched when you look at the numbers, you look at the stat sheet. I mean, this is going to be a great game, folks. We're excited to bring this one to you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
It's going to be a great game, and we have some great shots today here, Nate, at these facilities. Look at this. We got our main camera shot here today. It looks so tasty.
Crispy. I'll tell you what, I like that transmitter a lot better than the one we were using, Greg. It does such a great job for us. So excited to get some new equipment, test it out, and
take a look at this one here. Got our pitch camera that's brought to you by sponsors, the parents of Tornadoes baseball here today.
That's right.
Another tasty shot there. This is the first time I've seen they actually had like a platform up there over the fence in the back to get us up on. It's such a good shot to have, and can't thank them enough for accommodating us here today at TU.
Oh, absolutely. And, I've been over here before. Russ Snyder, friend of mine, calls baseball games over here for the live stream for Tiffin University. And he's told me about that scaffolding out there. He pretty much had to set it up himself. He's like, hey, I need something out there so I can put a camera out there so we get a pitch cam. Because he had this idea before I did for Heart of Ohio Sports. He's been doing a pitch cam for a few years now. So this was something that I saw him do, and I'm like, hey, if he can do that, we should be able to do that. Not saying it was easy because we had to figure it out, but give a shout out to Russ for the idea of bringing that to life. The pitch cam brought to you by the parents of Columbian baseball today. We have our Sky Cam today, brought to you by Heart of Ohio Sports.
This is a great shot from up here. Our view today.
Gorgeous day for baseball here. I mean, you don't get much better than this
No.
weather-wise.
It's another one of those days where you look at the sky
Leadoff
here
for
and the
Columbian,
sky cam shot, and it just
Number
looks like
1,
it's painted
Jackson
in.
Little.
Yeah. I'll get you starting lineups here in just a moment. That'll be brought to you by SWAT Baseball. We'll have keys to the game brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. But I want to thank you for tuning in to the pregame show brought to you by XCARET Mexican Restaurant. First pitch grounded back up the middle and through for a base hit by Jackson Little. And we are underway quickly. One pitch, one hit, and one base runner. Tornadoes
Up next,
quickly.
21, Chase Arias.
Quickly with a runner on.
That's how you get things started there today, Nate.
And this one, Jace Arias hits this one into center. And Little will have to retreat back to first base. But the Tornadoes coming up with an aggressive approach today.
Number 8, Isaiah Tills.
Try to catch him sleeping at first there, Nate.
Isaiah Tills up to bat. The DH today. He's DHing for the second baseman, Dallas Glenn. That one in there for a strike. Gage Powell on the mound for the Minutemen. And they don't hide their stats, Greg, so I can give you some stats on Gage. Tills hits this one into left. This one's going to get down and past the left fielder. Little on his horse. He's going to be waved around third. He's coming home. The relay, the throw to the plate is going to be nowhere near. The tag, the throw was there, but the tag just wasn't able to be applied because the pitcher cut it off.
Wow.
And the Tornadoes quickly on the board, 1-0 here in the top of the first. Isaiah Tills with an RBI double.
What a way to get things rolling here, Nate.
For Gage Powell, this is start number 11 on the year. 46 innings pitched. He is 5-5 on the year. He has an earned run average of 2.4. And he hits Willman.
Oh.
So Bradley Willman earns himself a free bag the hard way.
Number 10, Blake Galden.
And that'll bring up the pitcher, Blake Galden. Pitcher comes set. Runners at first and second. Just one out. And that one in there for a strike. Powell has allowed just 16 earned runs all year in those 46 innings. But 41 hits. Teams are batting .215 against him. Galden watches that one drop right in there for a strike. And it's 0-2. One out with runners at first and second. Powell comes set, fires to second, and the throw.
Ooh.
The throw beat the runner there, but the tag was not applied in time as he kind of bobbled the ball. Unable to apply the tag securely.
Yeah, it's always just that extra split second that it takes to actually secure the ball, make the turn to get the tag, and runner's just too quick there.
And Galden goes down swinging for out number 2.
Number 26, Connor Reese.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Connor Reese. That went in there for a strike from Powell.
Yeah, that one just dropped in there nicely. Yeah, I like the screen in front of us. Nate, I seen a big old bumblebee trying to get in here, and he said, "Oh, can't get in."
Yeah, until he figures out that they're open.
Don't tell him about that.
Don't say anything. Don't say it.
He can hear us.
Here's the 0-2. High and outside. I noticed in warm-ups, Powell lost his hat a couple times throwing a couple pitches. Might want to get a little tighter hat.
Hey, hat's too big, man.
They're fitted, so maybe they're actually fitted, and he just got the wrong hat. Maybe he's got somebody else's hat today. Swung on and missed. Get a strikeout, and they get out of the jam. But a run on the board for the Tornadoes to lead things off. It's 1-0 Tiffin Columbian. We head to the bottom of the first. Nate Mullins, Greg the Wizard Kinn on the call with you here today. Jacob Ellis in the Tornadoes dugout doing a great job on the main camera. Down there with Emma Meglin. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Emma Megalodon? That's what I think of every time you say her name.
Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to bring this broadcast to you live and paywall free right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. We want to thank XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Mullins Entertainment, Lee's Floor Covering, Studio Squared, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Art Lessons by Chelsea Mullins, Parents of Columbian Baseball, and SWAT Baseball. All proud sponsors bringing you this high school baseball district semifinal right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Talk about SWAT Baseball. They are proud to support the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes in their district semifinal showdown with the Lexington Minutemen, with 4 SWAT players in this lineup. Well, not in the starting lineup, but on the Tornadoes team. You got Brock Reed, Elijah Lemasters, Braden Egbert, and the starting pitcher today, Blake Galden, leading the charge. We're all in for a Tornadoes victory. Let's go TC. That's the message from the SWAT baseball team.
Yeah, they are starting lineup sponsor today, but realistically, it's just about being a sponsor. And
That's right.
That's awesome that they have 4 players on the team here. I love how much local baseball action they have outside of the actual high school baseball teams here in this area.
There's an abundance of support for baseball around here, that's for sure.
They love their baseball around here, there's no doubt about it.
Trying to put together my starting lineups here for you, so that way we can bring that to you here in just a moment. 1-0 after the top of the first, and on the mound for Tiffin Columbian today, Blake Galden. I was looking for stats before this one, and my usual stat site.
Say somewhere missing, weren't they?
Yeah. It's like they're missing the last 4 games or whatever, because they still have them as 7-13 in the record book.
Number 13,
and I'm like, well, you guys are missing 4 games in there. And it's Thursday. They usually update on Monday, so I don't know.
Maybe the Memorial Day holiday.
That's probably what it is, Greg. You got it. You hit the nail on the head. Plus, school's over now. So Mr. Higgins I think he's a teacher at Norwalk. So all I know is he does a fantastic job. And I lean on that site pretty heavily for high school stats. So
yeah, it's just nice to let him know he's appreciated.
Swing and a miss. Tyler Galonia at the plate.
Ooh.
Good looking pitch. Drops in there for a strike. Got that delayed call from the umpire today.
Yeah. I was waiting. I was like, ah.
I saw the batter shake his head. I'm like, that's probably a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one grounded to first. Connor Reese snags it. Steps on first for out number 1.
Say, it looked like one to me, Nate, but I am not an
Up
umpire,
next,
so
number 26,
I wasn't going to call that.
Martin.
Good job there snagging that one. It's making it look easy as he drops over to first.
That'll bring up Markale Martin, center fielder. In on the hands, jammed him.
Ooh.
Tried to go with that same pitch again, but he let it go this time.
Nate, we're just getting started here today, but how about the doubleheader we covered yesterday?
Tremendous
Exciting
softball
games.
action.
Wow.
The 1-1 misses, low and inside. But yeah, folks, if you didn't get a chance to catch either one of those games yesterday, go back.
Incredible games.
Instant classics. That Mohawk game, man, down 4-1 going into the 7th. They played 9 in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, it's unreal.
This one grounded foul down the first baseline.
And then that Calvert game, excellent game, just a heartbreaking loss there. As we talked about in that one, Nate. Just a 2-run homer was the difference in that one.
That's it.
First homer of the year for that girl. So hopefully we'll see some more exciting instant classic action here today.
This one caught by the first baseman, Connor Reese. Snags that one, nearly dropped on the transfer there, but he said,
Number
that's a
27,
good shot, man.
Cole
We got some good
Oh, yeah.
camera work being done today.
I really like that dugout shot right there next to the first base.
Whenever we can get inside the dugout, that is like the perfect shot. Love it.
I wish we do all of our baseball games from here. That's a nice setup.
Beautiful facilities over here.
Got good internet, good camera placement, good seating. I like it.
Give a big shout out to Michael Boswell, the assistant baseball coach here at Tiffin University, for hooking us up with this cush spot up here in the press box. I mean, you don't get much better than this right here.
Yeah, for real. We're used to being anywhere and everywhere, sitting in the dirt, bringing our own tables and chairs, bringing our own power. We've done it all, Nate, but it's nice when we can just set up and have all the amenities ready for us.
Galden comes inside. Cole Eichhorn at the plate. Finkel and Eichhorn.
I think I see me a Gino Batten sighting down here.
Eichhorn and Finkel. That one grounded down the first baseline.
Took a hop, skip, and a jump towards Jacob there.
This one, once again, hit foul down the first baseline.
I think he's trying to hit Jacob at this point. Better be careful out there.
Let me keep you on your toes over there, Mr. Ellis. Eichhorn batting .387 on the year. 75 at-bats, 29 hits. 9 of those for doubles. 25 RBIs. Also 19 walks. So he's got a good eye at the plate. Patient approach. 514 on-base percentage on the year. That is 1.02 OPS. Averages about a base per game, so he gets on. This one's down the first base line. Once again, foul. Well, he is just on top of it. I mean, just a little bit early.
It's just that same spot.
A little bit early on it. Galden's got him guessing right now, but he's caught up to it a little bit.
Sounds like a good slogan. Golden's got him guessing.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Elevates the fastball inside and sits him down.
No runs.
1, 2, 3. Go the Minutemen. We're heading to the second inning. It's 1-0 Tiffin Columbian. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2
Needed
pitch.
that.
Smokes it to dead center. That's by
Oh
at least
man, are you
360.
kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. And we're back here, Heminger Field. Beautiful Paradiso Athletic Complex, part of Tiffin University's athletic complex over here. And this is, folks, beautiful facilities. Can't say enough about the staff over here, the amenities. We're so proud to be here for this Tiffin Columbian Baseball's district semifinal. As these Tornadoes, I'll tell you what, folks. I said earlier nobody expected them to be there. I know somebody who did. Eric Willman expected them to be here. Brad Willman's dad does the scoreboard and the walk-up music for all the Columbian Tornadoes at home. And he told me after I think it was the Liberty Benton game, he said, you never know, man. We get a good outing out of Blake and we throw Tilsey against Defiance. You just never know. And I'll be honest, I kind of like, okay, I'd like to see it, but let me see it. And that's exactly what we saw, folks. This one grounded to third, fired over to first for out number 1. Ethan Wilcox grounds that one out to third. But like I said, Greg, many people might not have expected them to be here. I'll tell you, everybody in that dugout, there was no doubts.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Nate. They had to believe. They had to believe to beat a team like they did down in Defiance to be in this position. And we always talk about how we're glad the sponsors have been able to make it so that we could be here. But it's also glad that the team was able to play the way they do to make it so that we could be here. Without them, we're not covering this game.
Yeah, because without them winning that game, we're in Castalia today covering Old Fort Calvert. And, folks, that's a classic rivalry game, don't get me wrong, but we called that game earlier this year, and it wasn't exactly a thrilling matchup. Let's just say that much.
Right. Nothing against the Stockaders, but you kind of almost think you know who should win that one, Nate.
Well, you kind of almost thought you know who should have won that Defiance game too, Greg, so you never know. That's why I'm saying.
I'm still going to stick with what I said, but I'm always one for surprises. Surprise me.
I love it.
You know?
And it's this time of year, man. There's a lot of experience on that Tornado squad. You don't think about it, but
Let's say when we talk about that Old Fort Calvert game, just because I expect Calvert to win doesn't mean anything, you know?
you think about Isaiah Tills, the one of the 3 seniors on this squad. He got a lot of run time as a freshman in that regional semifinal run that they made? Or actually regional finals. They made it all the way to the regional finals that year. And were eliminated just on a controversial home plate call.
What a year that was for this baseball squad.
I remember Braden Tucker swore he was safe. This one grounded.
Tips like straight up.
Right back into the umpire. Foul tipped. Braden Egbert at the plate. Bottom of the order here for the Tornadoes. 1-1 count, 2 down. Tiffin Columbian leading 1-0. Powell comes set. Here's the 1-1.
Oh, geez.
Uh-oh.
We got a comment from Coach Malott here, Nate. It wasn't controversial. It was a horrendous call. I mean, like I said, everybody has their opinions, right? He's allowed to have his.
Hey, I was
He says,
there's a reason why that was the Hoos Observer cover that
say,
week.
He's probably going to say it wasn't an opinion. That's a fact.
Yeah, I remember the picture that was posted by, I want to say it was the Akron Beacon Journal.
It
was just like, you could tell he barely, if he did tag him, I mean, he just grazed his helmet. And that is out number 3.
No runs on no hits.
Powell with the strikeout. And for Powell, that's strikeout number 4 through 2 innings.
Doing a good job there, just setting him down.
Video evidence, that's right.
Not grainy Sasquatch evidence either. I love it.
Nate Mullins, Greg the Wizard Kinn on the call with you here today on a beautiful Thursday afternoon here at Heminger Field.
So when are we going to get Coach Malott on one of these calls here, Nate?
Hey, he was on with us promoting the honor games.
I'd like to have him sit down and just have him listen to him call one of these Columbian games here.
Well, we've got SWAT Baseball on here as a sponsor. We sponsored the honor games for the last 2 years.
Those honor games are so
what about
much.
Big Sticks? When are they going to hop on board with us for a Columbian game, you know?
I tell you, those honor games, Nate, those honor games were a blast.
Oh, I mean, I had such a fun time. I always do that. I love that event. Seriously, it's such a great event. The whole community came together this year, Greg.
Yeah, it's one of those events where, there's a game that's played. It doesn't really matter who wins and loses.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a smile on their face
That's
at
right.
the end.
Yep.
I love the trophies they brought out this year and the old chains that they have for the MVP players and stuff. Just all those little touches make everything a little extra fun, you know? Got to put the effort into things like that, and it just continues to grow and build each year. And how about that weather holding out all weekend for the entire thing that they had going on? That's good stuff.
Blake Galden starts out his counterpart with a ball up and in.
Hey, every now and then, it's nice to just have a little something different, a little refresher.
That's right.
Especially having the opinions or the, viewpoint of the coach behind the mic would be good stuff.
Absolutely. He's more than welcome anytime. I've got an extra headset with me right now. Anytime.
Yeah, I wonder where he's at today. I wonder if he's down in the crowd watching or if he's probably
I
super
wouldn't imagine
busy.
he'd be watching from the crowd, but hey, you never know.
You never
We got
know.
a few people who do that.
I love it when people do that.
Pop the earbud in and listen to us on the call. 3 balls, no strikes. And that one in there catches the outside corner. The 3-1 misses outside, and Gage Powell on with a leadoff walk.
Number 1.
So Galden went 1 2 3 through the first inning. Puts the leadoff runner on with a walk. That'll bring up Nick Hamler. Throw over to first, and they got the runner. Caught him sleeping. What a pickoff move there.
Wow. That was quick, Nate. I believe they caught me and Jacob sleeping a little bit on that one. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of game you have to play when you get into these, this deep in tournament run and stuff. You got to be on your game like that.
So 1 out now. Nobody on.
It's a great way to eliminate that threat right there.
A good-looking pitch there. Catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. He's got that sweeping slider working for him right now. Look at that. That's nasty. Woo!
Man.
Had him chasing that one.
Yeah.
Hamler goes down on strikes.
Yeah, I'm reaching for that one, Nate.
Strikeout number 2 for Galden on the day. That'll bring up Max Montgomery, the left fielder.
Some cool names. Max Montgomery.
It's Max in Montgomery.
I just always enjoy, these teams that we don't usually cover. These are always new names to us. And then you get the fun job of making sure you don't mess them up.
That one misses. It's 2-0 here on Montgomery. That one misses. No, caught it. That pitch.
Whoa, wow.
He's getting that one. He's getting that call today.
Yeah, that outside there. Whew.
This one chopped back up the middle. Third baseman gloves, throws over, and they get out number 3.
Nice job there.
Nice play by Bradley Willman charging in and makes a quick throw over to first for out number 3.
For Lexington.
1 walk, no hits, no runners left on. Minutemen retired in order.
Step aside, Nate.
After 2, it's 1-0 Tiffin Columbian. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go: Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. And we're back here at Heminger Field. Start of the 3rd inning. Sees the Tornadoes leading 1-0. Back to the top of the order, Jackson Little up to bat. He's 1 for 1. Came around and scored the game's first run and the only run. This one fouled at the plate. 1-1 the count. Let's go over our starting lineups, brought to you by our friends here at SWAT Baseball. For the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes, in the batter's box right now, the right fielder, Jackson Little, leading off. Batting second, Jace Audius, the left fielder. Batting third, Isaiah Tills, the DH. He's DHing for Dallas Glenn, the second baseman. Batting cleanup, Bradley Willman, the third baseman. Batting fifth, Blake Galden, the pitcher. Batting sixth, Connor Reese, the first baseman. Batting seventh, Ethan Wilcox, the center fielder. Batting eighth, Jamison Westner, the catcher. And batting ninth, Braden Egbert, the shortstop. That's your starting lineup for your Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes. And now for the Lexington Minutemen. Batting leadoff, Tyler Galonia, the right fielder. Batting second, Markale Martin, the center fielder. Batting third, Cole Eichhorn, the catcher. Batting cleanup, Gage Powell, the pitcher. Batting fifth, Nick Hamler, the third baseman. Here's the 1-2. That one up high. Little with a good eye there. Batting sixth, Max Montgomery, the left fielder. Batting seventh, Cooper Clark, the DH. Batting eighth, Graham Clark, the first baseman. And batting ninth, Evan Mathias, the second baseman. There's your starting lineups for the Lexington Minutemen and the Columbian Tornadoes. And Jackson Little's worked this to a full count here.
Again, we'd like to thank SWAT Baseball for jumping on, being a proud sponsor here with us today. Helping
That's
bring
right.
this one to you.
Gage Powell comes set. This is pitch number 27 here. Here's the payoff. Inside. I think he actually got a piece of him there.
Very close.
Either way, it was going to put him on one way or the other. He wasn't swinging, so.
Number 21, Jace Arias. Watch that name.
I don't worry about it, man. I do that every game. Arias. It's Jace Arias at the plate. This one bunted.
Oh.
Foul. Boy, that one came right in on his jaw.
Yeah.
He had to go up and pluck that
I was
down.
gonna say, it looked like he bunted it with his shoulder almost there.
I do have to mention at shortstop for the Minutemen, Cade Longgood, who's being DH'd for by Cooper Clark.
Sent that one over his head there. And I tell you, Nate, not only is this baseball field really nice, but I love this whole athletic complex out here. Just looking around and seeing all the different, see the goalposts and the other scoreboards and stuff. It's a really nice area out here that TU has.
Oh, yeah. Practice facilities for the football team. Soccer field being rebuilt out here.
I feel like
They're digging it up
I feel like maybe I've heard that Paradiso name somewhere before.
somewhere. It gets around. This one fouled off to the right by Arias. Well, hopefully it's not a battery issue or something.
Pitch camera, yeah. It's definitely with the camera because I still have the receiver. So it's something on that end out there.
I wonder if it's maybe too hot because the sun beating down on it.
It's possible. So even on these days where it's really not that hot, that sun makes a huge difference on this equipment.
There's a nice pitch there by Gage Powell. Just misses up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner down at first base with nobody out. Powell comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Arias went fishing for it, but came up empty. That'll bring up Isaiah Tills.
Isaiah Tills.
So maybe we can get Jacob to get our new recruit on the camera and he can get out there and take a look at that camera.
Yeah, let me get a text message over.
So something's definitely going on there. Could be an issue with just the battery. You never know. Oh, and that one's going to land just outside of the fence there. That one hit Fowler just outside of the actual camera shot here. That was way out there. Smacks that one, Nate.
And that one's through for a base hit. That'll move the runner up. First and second now with 1 out. And Till's now 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI.
Number 6, Bradley Willman.
That'll bring up Bradley Willman. He was hit by a pitch last time up. I don't think they wanted to take any chances. How's it going? Willman pops this one up first base side, and it's going to get out of play.
Yep.
And foul. Boy, those kids are lucky. Not one of them over there was paying attention.
Yeah, I'd say that's kind of close to where the last one landed. And it's a nice showing of crowd over here, but yeah, you got to be careful when them balls flying out there like that. But it is a Really nice showing over here if you look outside behind the TC dugout side here, Nate. Not a far distance to have to travel, though, so.
1-1 is the count here on Bradley Willman. This one chopped. This one's going to stay in fair territory. The throw takes the first baseman away from the bag.
Yeah.
Little will score. Tills is going to be waved around, and I think they're going to make him go back because I think the ball got hung up. I don't know. Yeah, they're going to make him go back to third.
Oh, man.
No, wait. They're going to send the runner over to second base. Yeah, they are going to make him go back to third because that ball got caught up in the fence or something over there. They weren't able to retrieve it cleanly, so. The one run will score, and Willman will be moved from first to second.
Come to the press box, please. Lexington bus driver.
And we'll have runners at second and third with still just one out.
10, Blake Galden.
That'll bring up Blake Galden.
Nonetheless, another run added to the board here for the Tornadoes. That's the way to keep things moving here, Nate. Runners on second and third.
Second and third, just one out. Blake Galden at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. The 1-0 in there for a strike. Here's the 1-1. That one catches the outside corner. See, his hat fell off again, Greggy.
Our sports information director, he just needed the bus driver. He didn't tell me why, but.
He's coming. He's older. He didn't hear me.
Number 26, Connor Reese.
That'll bring up Connor Reese with 2 down. And Reese watches that one low for a ball. Runners at second and third. Bradley Willman down at second. Isaiah Tills at third. Gage Powell comes set. Here's the 1-0. Reese hits this one into the air. Left fielder camps under it to make the play for out number 3. But the Tornadoes put another run on the board. They lead it 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Game 1 of the district semifinals to be held here at Heminger Field.
Yeah, almost another run scored there, but like you said, Nate, the ball got hung up over there, and you know the rule on that. If you can't make the play on the ball, then they just kind of, hey, everybody's got to stop.
That's right.
But for a second there, thought they put another one up, but regardless, put another one on the board. Extends that lead.
Of course, the winner of today's game will move on to the district final on Saturday at 2 o'clock, where they will face the winner of the Wapakoneta and Ashland game to be played here later today. We'll either be here for that one or we will be in Castalia.
And I tell you, it's with so much success in the local area, so many great teams, it's really hard to pick and choose coverages and stuff like that, especially in these tournaments when they just play a game every day, multiple games every day.
It's really hard. Well, and for today, I'll be honest, Greg, like, I don't want to talk about it. Nope, I'm not going to say it. Nope, we will wait until after the broadcast to talk about that because, yeah. let's just say I was excited about being here, but I wanted to make sure it was okay that we were here first.
Now batting number 18, Cooper Clark.
Leading off things here in the bottom of the third, Cooper Clark, the DH. Blake Galden, aside from that one walk, he has been impeccable today. Minutemen are still in order. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up now. That one misses inside. It's 3-0. He has had to battle a few times today. He's fallen behind a couple hitters, but he's worked his way back.
Kept his composure.
Mm-hmm. That one misses outside. So he starts this inning the same way he started the last one, with a leadoff walk.
Number 23, Graham Clark.
And that'll bring up the first baseman, Graham Clark. Clark pops this one up foul and out of play. Runner down at first base with nobody out. Here's the 0-1. Boy, that was a nice looking pitch, but it misses. This one hit into left field for a base hit. So the Minutemen with their first two runners aboard here in the bottom of the third. Gonna bring up Evan Mathias.
Number 3, Evan.
Starting to get
Mathias.
something going here, Nate. Starting to threaten.
First hit of the game for the Minutemen. Blake Galden. First pitch, misses high. Showed bunt. Pulled it back.
Catcher steps out there, keep everybody on base.
And you got first baseman in on the grass now. Now Willman steps in on the grass. Here's the 1-0. Shows bunt. Pops it up foul behind him.
In good position here with no outs, Nate.
Runners at first and second. Nobody out. Mathias trying to move these runners over. Galden checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Pitch out. 2-1 the count. Blake Galden comes set. Here's the 2-1. This one bunted in front of the plate. Well done. First baseman comes over, and the throw is off the mark down to first. One run will score, and they'll hold the runner at third. And an overthrow is going to cause another run will score.
Oh, no, Nate.
There was nobody there to back up the second baseman when the throw was made. So that one goes into the outfield. So 2 runs scored, and it's now a tie ball game.
Man, just like that.
When you talk about it, that was an infield hit. Just little league mistakes there caused those 2 runs to score. Because Reese, I tell you what, I don't know if he would have been the right guy to field that ball. He came charging all the way in. He fielded it in front of the plate. It was like the pitcher started to come down for it and then just said, nope, that's not mine because it's too close to the plate. The catcher probably should have been the one to make that play, but the first baseman was already charging in for the bunt, so he just came in hard, crashed in hard, grabbed that one, fired it over to first, but he didn't have time to set himself. The runner was so quick out of the box. Matthias was down there. He would have beat out the throw anyway. But it's a tie ball game. We got a runner at second base. Still nobody out.
Yeah. I'll say that's the big thing for me, Nate, is no outs still after all that.
And Galden shrugs his shoulders, says, what am I supposed to do here? That looked like a good pitch. This one bunted foul down the third base side. That one drops in there for a strike. 1-2. Tyler Galonia at the plate. That one misses outside. It's 2-2. Bottom of the third. Tied at 2 apiece. Runner at second base with nobody out. Blake Galden comes set. Here's the 2-2. High. And it's full count. There it is. Nope, never mind.
He's going to bring it back this way for us. See if we can get 3 connect.
Yep. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one fouled off to the left. We'll do it again. Good at bat here by Galonia.
Good at bat and just overall good bottom of the third inning here for the Minutemen.
Galonia hits this one into left field. Left fielder. What a diving catch!
Wow.
Wow, what a play! Jace Arias. Full extension, dives out to make that play and probably saved a run.
Yeah, you aren't kidding, Nate. That's one of those plays where it didn't just look like he extended all the way. Like you talked about, full extension. If he's not full speed, extending all the way, he's not getting underneath of that one. That was impressive.
Well, and Greg, if he doesn't catch it, that goes all the way to the fence.
Yeah.
That's probably, I mean,
just
that
gotta
runner goes all the way
bounce
to
the
third most likely. And the run scores, obviously, but
we don't
what a play.
We don't have to talk about it because he did make the catch.
What
Great
a
job
play.
there.
Here's the 1-0. Swung on, hit to first, right under the glove of Connor Reese. Left fielder,
man.
bare hand. Throw, no relay. And the Minutemen take the lead. That one was just smoked down the first base line and right under the glove of Connor Reese. He kind of came up and looked at his glove like, was there a hole in it? And what happened?
Yeah, man, sometimes you got to check.
Number 27, Cole Eichhorn.
That'll bring up Cole Eichhorn, the catcher. This one smoked into right field, going back, and this one's foul.
Wow.
Just foul by a couple
Ooh.
of feet down the right field line.
That could have been big time trouble right there, Nate.
Yeah, you're going to need some power to get it out of here. 325 down the right field line.
If that one had fallen fair right there, that's just a bad spot to be. You had to chase that one all the way down to the fence, and then try to get it back in play. Ugh.
And we're still not getting it.
Might take a second now that he's up here. It usually shows some kind of symbol here, and then it'll.
It's the first time we've had any issues with this one.
Everything should be good on that end because I have that. So.
Yeah. That's not on. Yeah, that needs to be changed. It's dead. That's why.
That's why I was wondering if the battery was dead for that.
Is there another one? There should be.
That's what I suspected was happening there. Ooh.
Is the other one on your camera?
No, because we have to upgrade.
Okay.
Send him down the first
Oh,
there.
wait, no, yes it is. Number 2, Gage Powell.
How did I not have that charged? I must have grabbed the wrong one.
I say that. You know, we had 2 games yesterday, so you never know.
Well, he did say there was power over there.
Somewhere out there.
Somewhere out there, he said there was power by that scaffolding. He said by the scoreboard that you can run an extension cord to. I have the extension cord in the car.
Okay.
It's right over there.
Yeah, what other cords do I need to make that?
That's it. Just the extension cord, and you need a USB
Block.
bank, some kind of a block for it. Or you can just use the.
Sorry
You can
about
use
this,
this.
folks.
Sorry, folks. We're doing production on the fly here.
We had a camera issue with that pitch cam, and we wanted
Just
to be
plug
able
it
to
into
bring
this.
it to you.
My only issue is how we're going to keep this powered all the way out there.
That's what I'm saying. Plug it into this.
Oh, okay.
And then get that.
And then
to
take the extension cord and run that extension cord over to where you get power from.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll bring the cord up here just to make sure it's connected and then I'll.
Well, you're gonna have to.
You
But you-
should be fine.
we should be
It
able
should
to
be
connect
okay.
it. Yep.
Because that's the only issue was power.
Again,
so
folks, sorry about
we're
this.
good.
Uh-oh. I just scooted over from first to second there.
We got runners at second and third now. Still just one out, 1-1 count here. 3-2 Minutemen, and they have scored 3 here in the bottom of the third to take the lead.
Still only one out right here, Nate. They're just extending this inning for a while here now.
The 1-1.
Oh.
Fouled back. Pitcher matchup here. Gage Powell at the plate. Blake Galden on the mound. First 2 runs scored on an error. This one gets away from the catcher. Throw to the plate, not in time. Another run will score. And it's now 4-2 Minutemen. Just the defensive miscues here so far have been.
They're just taking advantage of them, the Minutemen here.
It's been the story of this one early here.
It's just been their inning here.
2 balls, 2 strikes, runner at third. Still just 1 out. 4-2 Minutemen now. Galden comes set. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit in between first and second and into right field for a base hit. Another run will score. It's now 5-2 Lexington. Still just 1 out.
So they're just having themselves a rally right here, Nate.
And now we have a mound visit. As Nick Weber wants to come out and talk to his young pitcher here. Galden, just a sophomore. It's a high-stakes situation here, and you got to understand, he probably was pretty rattled by those first couple runs scoring the way they did, Greg. I mean, he did his job. He got the infield grounder, but they just were not able to take care of the baseball.
And this is just one of those situations, too, Nate, where you got to pump the brakes here and stop the momentum from rolling.
That's right.
Just take a break, catch your breath, calm down, relax. Get back into your zone.
And I'm sure this is not what they had intended on doing here, but Isaiah Tills will be in the game now. Senior pitcher for Tiffin Columbian, trying to shut things down for the Minutemen from this point forward. But, Greg,
It's just a lot of damage done already, Nate.
this could spell a lot of trouble for if they were to advance past this round, Greg. If he gets over 75 pitches today, he might not be able to pitch. And this is the intention of pitching Galden today was to save Tills for
The next
Saturday if you need him.
But you're not going to make it to Saturday. If you're not going to make it to Saturday, it's time to put Tills in,
That's right. One of the 3 seniors on this squad, Isaiah Tills, shut down the #1 team in Division III baseball the last time he was on the mound, shutting down the Defiance Bulldogs. Just 6 hits, no runs allowed, and he was just masterful in the way that he just, set down that lineup. Did a great job mixing his pitches. He was mixing speeds. He was mixing angles.
Yeah, you're
It's
talking
just so
about a task, that insurmountable task there against to pitch against that team.
it's just so hard to pick the ball up out of his hands. Look at the way he delivers the ball. It's an over-the-top motion,
It's got a nice almost slingshot to it.
and it just explodes out of his hand at the last minute. Senior has had a lot of experience. As like I said, he was a key contributor on the freshman team that made a state semifinal run, or a state regional run back in 2020. Our first year on the call for baseball. 2021, I should say. It was actually 2022. What am I thinking? I'm a year off. 2020 was when their football team made the run.
We don't know. Time has just eluded us.
Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. The throw down to second is not in time. So Gage Powell
Speedy out there.
slides in there safely with a steal. Nick Hamler at the plate, the third baseman. Down in the count, 0-2. Tills comes set. There's the 0-2. This one hit back right center field. This one's going to get down and all the way to the fence.
Yeah. It's laying it right between.
One run will score, and Hamler on his horse all the way over to the third base with a triple. He just put that where there was nobody at. And it's now 6-0 Minutemen. 6 runs scored here in the bottom of the third.
Now up number 8, Max Montgomery.
Just a great hit there, Nate.
Six to 2 Defiance. Max Montgomery stepping into the box. This one, another base hit into right field. Another run will score.
Right in that same sweet spot there, Nate. The thing's just rolling right between all the players.
And these Minutemen have had an aggressive approach at the plate here in this inning. Really, they had it in the first 2 innings, but Galden was just sitting them down. Problem is, once he got rattled after those first couple of runs scored, it's just been, wheels have just kind of fallen off here.
Yeah, they just got comfortable here in this one. Couple errors that they took advantage of, and they've just been riding that momentum through this whole third inning here. They're just feeling it right now, Nate.
Tills misses with the first one. It's 1-0.
You know how hard it is to stop a team or slow them down when they got the old Uncle Momentum rolling with them.
That's right. Cooper Clark at the plate. Came around and scored the first run for the Minutemen. In the beginning of this inning. Swung on and missed.
Takes out down to second.
Throw down to second, not in time. These runners are getting a good jump today.
Oh, yeah.
Both times, Westner, he's got a great arm. He's a pitcher for this team, so he can get it down there, no problem. His throws just have not even been close because these runners are getting such a good jump.
So, yeah, you talk about them being aggressive at the plate, and they're aggressive on the base path, too.
That one gets away from Westner, and the runner
Again.
scampers on down to third.
I mean, just sneakily moving their way around the bases, and next thing you know, from first to third.
And now the Tornadoes' plan of bringing Tills in to kind of shut the door on the Minutemen.
They put their foot in the door.
Yeah. The Minutemen said, hey, not so fast. We're not done hitting.
And still, only 1 out, Nate.
That's right. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner down at third. 3-1 is fouled off to the right, and it's now a full count. Here's the 3-2. This one swung on, popped up, and it's going to get down.
Man.
Boy, that was just, these Minutemen, talk about lucky ball placement. That's just about, I mean, you can't tell me that's where he was trying to hit it.
Man.
Number 23, Graham Clark.
8-2 Minutemen, 8 runs scored here in the bottom of the third. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, how often, I mean, we've seen rallies. We saw it yesterday with the Mohawk softball team, Nate, but here, I mean, that was a late game rally where you didn't want to go home. The same could be said here, but this one's just coming here in the bottom of the third. They're just having all the luck in the world.
Well, it's called a rally. I mean, these guys are just feeding off each other. The next guy's coming up, feeding off the last guy.
Yeah, that momentum, you can just
It
feel
carries.
You
It
can
really
feel
does.
It up here.
It carries through the lineup. They've already batted through the lineup once here in this inning. Another pitch gets away from the catcher. Another pass ball will allow the runner to advance. So we'll have a runner at second base. 2 balls, no strikes here on Graham Clark. Here's the 2-0. In there for a strike.
Man, I tell you, I can't thank Jacob enough right now for
Getting that pitch cam ready?
Yeah. I mean, that's a pain in the butt having to go all the way out there and get that thing, figure out what was wrong with it.
Yeah, I'll make sure he gets some love for that one. That's for sure. That's
just, that's what we do here, though. We have obstacles, we overcome them.
adapt and overcome. The 3-1 catches the outside corner, and it's now a full count. Clark 1 for 1 with an RBI and a walk.
Be big time here to get another out.
This rally started with the bottom of the order here as this one grounded to second. Throw over to first is in time for out number 2.
Number 3, Evan Mathias.
And that's how you got to do it there, Nate. We're still only in the third. This one's far from over. You could have a rally of your own after this.
That's right.
But you got to get out of this one first.
They've already been able to put up 2 runs on Powell. That you just got to get out of this inning. Here's the 0-1. Misses low. 1-1 the count here on Evan Mathias.
I didn't realize the runner went down to third now already. Just sneaky out there.
The 1-1 gets away from the catcher, but he keeps him honest down there at third. It's a 2-1 count here with 2 down. This one hit into right field. Looks to go foul, and the right fielder ranges over to make the play as he runs into the bullpen over there.
Wow.
Final out recorded for the Tornadoes, but the Minutemen put 8 on the board here in the bottom of the third. They take an 8-2 lead. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2
Needed
pitch.
that.
Smokes it to dead center. That's
Oh
by at least
man, are you
360.
kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Welcome back to Heminger Field here. This district semifinal matchup between Tiffin Columbian and Lexington. Lexington took an 8-2 lead there in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, it's like we saw a heck of an inning there, Nate.
As the Minutemen batted around the order there. Put 8 on the board. That was an impressive inning. As they just, once that rally got started, Greg, they just kept that going.
Yeah. I can't thank Jacob enough for this, bringing us back, our pitch cam back to life here, Nate.
Once again, Pitch Cam brought to you by parents of Columbian baseball.
Some of the biggest supporters that these athletes have here.
The 1-1. In there for a strike.
Down.
Strike 3. Wilcox goes down on strikes there.
Number 3, Jamison Westner.
Got to bring up Jamison Westner. Powell starts out Westner with a ball inside. I'm going to give a big shout out to the announcer up here in the press box coming through in the clutch. I did not know there was not going to be any concession stands here. So I didn't come prepared with any water as Westner sends that one straight through the infield for a base hit. Had nothing to drink up here. And through 3 innings, I'm like, all right, I need something. Went down, nope, nothing. So I come back up here and he's like, hey, I got you, man. Pulls a ice cold Dr. Pepper. I mean, ice cold Dr. Pepper out of the bag, man.
Yeah, you can't beat a Dr. Pepper, man.
The only thing that would have been better if he pulled a piece of pizza out with it. I'm telling you, like, wow. But that's clutch right there. Speaking of clutch, Westner down at first with a 1-out single. Braden Egbert at the plate. Bottom of the order here for the Tornadoes. Egbert chops this one in front of the plate, and I think it actually went off the plate. So he'll come back and do it again. Tomorrow we will be live from Bowling Green State University's Meserve Field for Mohawk versus Ayersville, the regional final in Division 7 softball. Warriors coming through with a 9-run 7th inning to punch their ticket to the district final, or the regional final.
Yeah. You talk about fighting, living the fight another day and not wanting to go home. That was the definition of it there, Nate. Down to the last inning, their last chance. And they just rallied like we've never seen.
Braden Egbert watches that one outside. It's 2-2. Depending on what happens today, will determine where we're at on Saturday, as we're looking at 2 games. This one here, and we also have our eyes on that Calvert and Old Fort game, as that one, Egbert, a little mad at himself with that. As we look at that Calvert Old Fort game, Greggy, there's a reason why we decided to be here for this one. Calvert leading 10-0 over Old Fort. That one, let's see, top of the 4th inning, as Logan Ritzler is pitching a gem over there. Just 2 hits allowed through 4 innings.
I mean, like I said, Nate, it is what it is. I wasn't trying to take anything away from Old Fort.
No,
Like I said,
not at all.
I expected Calvert to win, but I've seen them play each other. I've seen the style of each team this season and the ability of the players, and that's just what I expected to happen. Like you said, there's a reason why we're covering this one. It's because I think kind of almost everybody was expecting it to happen. I don't want to say, anybody from Old Fort, but kind of knew that this one might be the better one for broadcasting.
And Jackson Little, I think, was hit by a pitch there. I wasn't paying attention, but I think he was plucked by the pitch there.
Send him on down. You got yourself 2 outs here, but you had 2 guys on base. We can get people moving around.
Also looking at that Mohawk game, as the Warriors are in action today, taking on Plymouth. They are leading 7-0 in that one.
That baseball team?
Yes, that's also in the bottom of the 4th. So both the Warriors baseball and softball teams in action. Well. It was just off? How? I had him fully charged. Must have been the...
Now batting number 8.
So we got full
Isaiah Till.
bases loaded here now. Sorry about that again, folks. Missed what happened there. Have a little bit of equipment issues here today.
Yeah, evidently the guy who was supposed to charge this stuff didn't charge the stuff right, I guess. I don't know.
It almost makes you wonder if you plugged it into charge and whatever you were charging it on wasn't plugged in or something.
That's got to be the answer, because I pulled it off and the lights weren't on it, so I'm thinking, all right, fully charged.
Yeah, you're like, oh, these are good to go.
So I apologize to the camera operators today for my mistake. That's not on anybody else. That was on me.
It's time for Columbian here to make something happen, Nate.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Tills watches that one inside. Evens count at 1-1. Isaiah Tills at the plate. Leads the Tornadoes in batting average on the year. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch there from Gage Powell.
Yeah.
Tills batting .397 on the year. 29 hits, 73 at-bats. 4 doubles. 15 RBIs.
Sounds like my Burger King order. 4 doubles.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Gage Powell comes set, looks at the runner at third. Here's the 1-2. Yeah, that's a balk. That's a balk. Started twirling his foot in the air. You made a motion towards the mound, and then you took your foot towards the third base side. That's a balk, man. He hasn't done that all game. If that's a motion that he does through the whole game, maybe they let that slide.
Right,
but he hadn't done that the whole game. And you got runners on every base. Of course, that's going to be a balk. So that'll score a run for the Tornadoes.
It's an interesting situation there. Like you said, though, Nate. Can't be making those motions if you haven't been doing that so far through the game.
Absolutely. Here's the 1-2. See, he didn't kick and swirl his foot that time. Like I said, if that was part of his regular windup, they'd let that go.
They made the right call there. They noticed it.
Got a good crew on the game today. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit foul down the third baseline. Nice bare hand snag by Nick Weber down there on the third baseline.
But yeah, we do have a good crew out here today, Nate. And you could even see, like, right after they made that call, went out and explained to everybody. Yeah, explained to the pitcher, to the coach, why the call was made. Said, let's keep going here.
Here's the 2-2. Outside. And it's a full count here on Tills.
Having a good at bat here.
That kid needs a snapback.
Let's see, Tills has lost his hat a few times too. They must be just throwing themselves right out of their hats here today.
And they're just going to let Tills have first base with it open. I don't understand that. You worked him to a 3-2 count, and then you're just like, whatever, you can have it. Like, you got him, like.
That's so funny.
I mean, you tried on that 2-2 pitch. Now you're like, whatever. That'll put Bradley Willman at the plate. Bases loaded, 2 down.
It's time for a big Bradley bomb here, Nate.
First pitch outside. I'm going to start a lost hat count.
No, I'm not making new graphics. Dropped hat. Ding, ding.
The 1-0 in there for a strike. I'm wondering, Greg, if maybe when he got fitted for a hat, his hair was a little longer.
It does it. Dude, getting your hair cut when
You know
got
what I'm
hair
saying?
changes things a lot when you put a hat on.
They're going to check the runner at second.
Uh-oh.
They got him caught in a rundown here. The throw's going to come to the plate, and he gets around the tag and slaps the plate. A run will score.
Wow.
And it's now a 4-run deficit for the Tornadoes.
I love the just stands there motionless watching, staring at the plate.
He didn't need to make a call. Everybody in the stands knew what it was.
Got everybody running around there, causing all kinds of chaos. Able to slide in around the tag there and get back to the plate.
Once again, runners at second and third. It's 8-4.
Columbian having a little rally of their own here. 2-out rally, Nate.
Willman watches that one drop in there for a strike. It's now 1-2. Gage Powell sitting at 70 pitches here. Willman sends this one over the glove of the second baseman into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and the Tornadoes are now down by just 2. Willman takes off for third.
Yeah,
the throw, not in time, and Bradley Willman motors his way down to third base.
Wow.
The Tornadoes have plated 4 here in the top of the 4th to trim the deficit down to just 2. And we got a mound visit here. Coach wants to talk things over with his pitcher. As Willman, I'll tell you what, he just golfed that one right over the glove of the second baseman.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if they make a pitching change here. Still a 2-run lead for the Minutemen, but you got Bradley Willman down at down at third base. Blake Galden at the plate. And you know Galden's got some revenge on his mind right now.
Yeah. And that was just a great job by Willman there. He made it over to second, just barely, but that throw, again, took off again wildly, and he was able to recognize that, and he said, you know what, I can get another base out of this.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, he still got 2 down, but now you got him over there at third, just threatening to put another one on the board.
Number 10, Blake Galden.
Blake Galden steps into the batter's box. He's 0 for 2 on the day. That one misses outside. Heck of a ball game we got going on here. "12 runs scored in the last 2 frames.
And you just love to see Columbian, not getting down, just getting fired up and answering back here in this one.
Yeah, there wasn't one down head in that dugout when they walked in. They were all encouraging each other.
I was going to say, because,
Galton hits this one. Oh, off the glove of the third baseman. Willman will score.
he's going to head to second or stay at
Galton
first?
going to have to stay at first.
Yeah.
But once again, a clutch piece of hitting for the Tornadoes. And it's a 1-run ball game.
Up next, number 26, Connor Reese.
So those 8 runs the Minutemen put on the board in the last inning,
Almost erased now.
just about erased.
This has just been some
Powell
good baseball
still
here.
having some issues trying to find that strike zone here. This inning has been laboring for him. As these Tornadoes, patient approach, making him come to them. Reese pops this one up foul and out of play.
Tornadoes just doing a great job here, Nate, with 2 down. Just continue to plate runners, acting like they don't even have 2 down.
Wow. That one was in there for a strike. Thought it might have been a little high and inside, but Reese stands tall in that batter's box, so that strike zone's elongated.
Say, don't you start it, Nate. We're going to make you have to be an ump with a headset on after this.
I'm just saying. I mean, you see guys, different batting stances. They can shrink they can shrink that strike zone a little bit and just scrunching up. You see Cash Lee's a long kid. He's like 6'4", but when he scrunches up, this one throw down to second is not in time.
That ball was taking a little hop and bounce there. I thought it was almost going to hit him on the way there.
Blake Galden slides in safely. So a runner at second base now. Still 2 down, and it's a 3-2 count. Connor Reese digs in. Gage Powell comes set. Here's the payoff. Low puts him on.
Man.
And for Powell, that was pitch number 80.
And the Tornadoes continue to just put runners on base with the 2 outs.
I'll tell you what, Greg, if you're the Tornadoes, if you can make this even, just this 1-run ball game makes you're in this game now. This is anybody's ball game at this point, Greg.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you got Isaiah Tills on the mound. If he settles in from this point forward, he came in a clutch situation, had to try to get out of a jam. But if he settles in, it could be tough sledding for these Minutemen from here on out.
Yeah, like I said, Nate, just really impressed by the poise of the Tornadoes here coming out in this inning. Just to, like you said, no heads hanging, coming out and playing some great baseball and just being really smart and aware out there.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. So Powell comes back to get the strikeout, but the Tornadoes put 5 on the board, and they trim a 6-run deficit down to just 1. It's 8-7 Lexington as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Nate Mullins and Greg the Wizard Kinn on the call with you here today.
We had some great baseball happen here in the last
Yeah,
bottom and top of the inning there.
100%.
Want to thank our sponsors, Nate?
Let's take a moment to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here for this district semifinal matchup here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We want to thank XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Mullins Entertainment, Lee's Floor Covering, Studio Squared, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Art Lessons by Chelsea Mullins, the parents of Columbian Baseball, and SWAT Baseball. All proud sponsors bringing you this district semifinal matchup right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Let's talk about our keys to the game, brought to you by our friends at Lee's Floor Covering. Stop by and see the good folks at Lee's Floor Covering for all of your flooring needs. For Tiffin Columbian, I really thought it was going to be key for them to get Blake Galton deep into the game. I thought they needed to get him into the fifth inning or longer in order to be successful here today. But, Greg, it's a one-run ball game, and here we have a different pitcher in the game in the fourth.
Well, I was going to say, Nate, you talk about that being a key to be successful, but to be successful, it didn't really work out that well. And we talked about, if they want to be able to make it to the next round, if they want to be able to play on Saturday, they have to do, you have to pull out all the stops. You got to do what you got to do to get out of this one. You don't get to play Saturday if you don't win today.
That's right. So that's your key to the game for Tiffin Columbian. For the Lexington Minutemen, I thought it was going to be important for them to be aggressive at the plate and get ahead in the count. Don't fall behind 0-1, 1-2, 0-2 in the count. You've got to get ahead in these counts and be aggressive at the plate.
So you'd think getting ahead by those 6 runs when it was 8-2 would kind of diminish the spirit of the Tornadoes, but it didn't really work that well for them, did it, Nate?
Not quite. But yeah, for Lexington, I thought you got to maintain your composure in this one, obviously, but big key for them today is just make sure that they don't fall behind in the count. So there's your keys to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. One of the best places in the state of Ohio you can find flooring options, folks. They have some options you just can't find anywhere else.
Yeah, it's one of those things you may not think about flooring every day of your life.
Well, I mean, if you go to a big box store, they're only going to have a limited selection. You know what I mean? They're going to have some options, but you're only going to have a few things that you can really, okay, I might like that. Yeah, maybe.
But when the time comes that you got to think about your flooring, you're going to be like, man, I wish I had somebody to help me out with this.
That's right.
And those are the folks you want to go to right there.
2 balls, 2 strikes here on Galonia. This one fouled back into the net. Tyler Galonia, 0 for 2 on the day. The 2-2 fouled off once again. Galonia putting together a nice at-bat here. Till's sitting at 25 pitches. We'll keep an eye on that pitch count as this one goes along. He's not going to want to labor too much today. If they want to try to use him on Saturday, if they advance, obviously.
So you want him to get settled, but you don't want him to get wore out, that's for sure. But you'd like to get yourself into a position where if you had to switch pitchers, you'd be more comfortable doing so.
I'm sure Mr. Otterbacher up here in the press box knows a little bit more about pitching rules, but is it 75 pitch? If you go over the 75 pitch mark, you can't pitch for 2 days? Something like that. In the state of Ohio, I'm pretty sure that's what the rule is. So he would be ineligible for Saturday if he was to go over that mark. Right now he's got a 3-2 count here on Galonia. Nobody on. No outs. Bottom of the 4th. Here's the payoff. Strike 3 called. Painted the outside corner. Galonia can't believe it.
He could not believe that. He was like, are you kidding me right now?
Next up, number 26, Markale.
I think that just blew his mind, Nate.
That'll bring up Markale Martin, the center fielder. Martin is 0 for 2 with a run scored today. The last time he was up, he smoked one under the legs of Connor Reese.
Got to add to the dropped hat count now.
Bing. Should I just
put a little
fouled back into the net? 0-2 the count. Greggy, yesterday we ate Jets pizza, and now they got AJ's up here, and I'm like, man, how can you make me not? I mean, usually I don't want pizza 2 days in a row, but I mean, how can I say no to AJ's? I mean, jeez.
I don't think I'd ever turn down pizza any day.
Yeah.
Pizza's so good.
Yeah, usually if I go to Bowling Green, it's like I have to get Jets, right? And usually when we go to Bowling Green, it's for a basketball game, and they have it set up in the press area. They have free Jets pizza.
Yesterday we had to fend for ourselves.
We had to get our own, yeah. The concessions, they did have a concession stand there, but it was like,
I don't even want to talk about that.
it was card only, and I'd say the prices were comparable to a Guardians game. This one swung on, hit foul down the left line.
That's all right.
Out of play.
So the entertainment value from yesterday's game was comparable to Guardians game too. That
Yeah.
was a great game. Maybe that's why I thought
Both
we could
of 'em.
charge so much.
But we had a nice little gap in between games yesterday. We made a road trip over to Jets, snagged a couple of pies, made sure the guys ate well yesterday. And Greggy's getting DoorDash.
Nate said, I'm going to go snag some pizza. I said, I already ordered DoorDash, no problem. So
Fouled back into the net. Martin putting together a nice at-bat here.
that was the first time I ever had to DoorDash something to a baseball field. And I'm like, hey, I'm at this baseball field here in Bowling Green. Just bring it here.
Here's the 2-2. This one swung on, popped up foul, third base side, and it's going to get out of play. Boy, the colors and broadcast looking great today, Greggy.
Yeah, everything looks really
The
good.
sun makes everything look good.
It's a beautiful day outside, and these cameras are capturing it good.
Oh, and the facilities here are so well maintained. I mean, it's just the striping on the grass.
green is
It just
popping.
looks so good. Like, seriously, top-notch production.
Just like when we were setting up, we had the one camera up here for the sky camera, and I said, I like this a little bit better.
Back up the middle and just past the glove of Isaiah Tills
Yeah.
into center field for a base hit.
I mean, just past the glove there.
Man, I'll tell you what, Markale Martin put together one heck of an at-bat right there, folks. Saw 7 pitches to get through that one
27, Cole Eichhorn.
and broke through with a base hit. That'll bring up Cole Eichhorn, the catcher. Eichhorn is 0 for 1 on the day with a run scored. Swung on and missed. Eichhorn tried to catch up to that one, but Tills blew it right by him. The 0-1 in the dirt. Westner does a nice job digging it out. Looking at that Calvert game, Seneca's leading now 12-0 over Old Fort.
So that one's not over yet?
Throw down to second on mark, and it is
get
in
him.
time. What a throw by Jamison Westner.
Yes, absolutely there, Nate.
I mean, that one was right on the mark. I don't think Martin got a very good jump on it, though, to be honest, folks. I think he kind of stumbled when he took off. Coach wants to argue the call a little bit. You're going to have Blue talk it over.
I don't think there's much to argue.
Yeah, there's not much to argue.
Saw
That
it
was
very clearly on our
Pretty
camera.
good. Yeah, that was a pretty good angle from our camera here.
Had the pitch cam on the backside. I didn't jump off of it because I wanted to see. He definitely had the ball. Certainly looked like he made the tag before he was able to slide in the base there.
No argument to be had here.
That's right.
Martin goes back to the dugout with a frustrated look on his face, and now there's nobody on with 2 outs.
I said, don't make me bring my computer down there.
And there's a final. Calvert over Old Fort, 12-0. They advance to the district final.
I was going to say, they were in the 4th, and they already had 10. I was surprised it wasn't over yet.
They'll play the winner of St. Paul and Sandusky St. Mary's, which will be played at 5 o'clock over there in Castalia today.
So no matter what, it's the Calvert versus the Saints.
Yes. Saint something.
So, and, you know,
Saint something or other.
tip of the hat to the Old Fort Stockaders on their season. Can't wait to, I was going to say can't wait to see them in football season, but that's not a football team.
Craigie.
Can't wait to see them in basketball season.
They're undefeated in football. Just like New Regal.
Yeah. I'll send them on down Thursday.
Up next, number 2, Gage Powell.
That'll bring up Gage Powell, the pitcher. Somebody got a blade of grass out there?
The squeak.
You know what I'm talking about, Greg. We take a blade of grass and, you know.
Oh, yeah. Cut your hands up.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, not that blade of grass trick?
Runner at first. 2 down. Here's the 0-1. Oh, what a pitch by Isaiah Tills. Greg, did you see him back away from that?
Man, yeah.
And that didn't come anywhere near the inside of the plate. It just, when it came out of his hand, I bet it looked like it was going to hit him.
Just some, like, unbelievable ball control sometimes from Tills. I mean, there's a reason he's on the mound.
And once he settles in, it's lights out. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove for out number 3. The Minutemen leave one stranded, but they put none on the board in the 4th after scoring 8 in the 3rd.
There's a big-time statement there, playing some good defense after that.
It's 8-7, Tiffin Columbian after 4. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
For over 150 years, National Machinery in Tiffin has been setting the standard in metal forming technology. Our innovative cold forming machinery is trusted by industries worldwide, from automotive to aerospace. We pride ourselves on delivering top quality products and world-class customer support, ensuring your business runs smoothly. At National Machinery, we're more than just a company. We're your partner in precision, innovation, and success. Visit us online and see how we're shaping the future, one part at a time.
At Kuhn Sales and Service, we've got everything you need for outdoor power, sales, parts, and repairs. Family owned and operated since 1979, our friendly, knowledgeable team is here to help you find the perfect equipment, no matter the season. Make Kuhn Sales and Service your first stop for outdoor power equipment. You'll be glad you did.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, we're back here at Heminger Field. Start of the 5th inning. Lexington leading Tiffin Columbian 8-7. Nate Mullins and Greg the Wizard Kinn here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon for this district semifinal. Live here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
And we got ourselves a game here, Nate, for sure.
What a ball game.
You seen the Minutemen come out there in the 3rd, put up 8 runs, and you thought to yourself, uh-oh, is this one going to get out of control here?
Yeah.
The Tornadoes put everybody's minds at ease there and when they came out. Got everything almost evened up here. And then a great inning there, not allowing any more runs to be scored.
Gage Powell back out there. This will be his 5th inning. Sitting at 83 pitches, 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 earned runs allowed, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts.
He's dealing.
First pitch in there for a strike to Jamison Westner. Swung on and missed. Here's the 0-2. Westner sends this one into the outfield for a base hit, and the Tornadoes have a leadoff runner aboard. Nice piece of hitting there by Jamison Westner. He's now 2 for 3 on the day. That'll bring up Braden Egbert.
Braden Egbert.
But I tell you, Westner had a little bit of a frustrating regular season, but he has really turned it on in the tournament here. Oh, what a overthrow into center field. Greg, I thought they had a chance at a double play there.
It looked very close to it, Nate.
But the pitcher overthrows the second baseman, or the shortstop covering.
So they had the right idea there.
Or no, actually, that was the second baseman.
Just
unable to make the play.
The execution wasn't there.
So now runners at first and second, nobody out for Jackson Little. Nicely done by Braden Egbert. Just laid that bunt down perfectly at the plate. I tell you, Greg, you watch all these teams in this area, and that's one thing that I will say. There's one team around here that does that better than anybody else. Be able to cover those bunts, the pitcher covering, catcher covering, whoever it takes. They do such a great job defensively with that play. Calvert. Every time. I've never seen them make mistakes when it comes to that play.
I'm sure that they been coached that and practiced that so much, Nate.
And I'm not trying to say, I know there's a lot of Columbian people watching going, oh my God, this guy's talking about Calvert during a Columbian game. But I'm just saying, like, I watch a lot of baseball. There's a lot of teams around here that they struggle with that play. And it's just a hard play to make. That bunt is so hard to determine whose play it is right off the bat. Like, okay, is that the catcher or the pitcher that needs to come down for that? But nevertheless, now the bases are loaded, nobody out. And I think we're going to get a pitching change here as Gage Powell seems to have lost some command here. So Powell will be done on the mound. And they will make a pitching change here. We'll see who they bring in. I think it's going to be Tyler Galonia, the right fielder. Looks like that's who's coming in. $13, I think that's what I got. Yeah, 13. Tyler Galonia takes over on the mound.
And what a envious spot to take over in, Nate. Bases loaded, no outs. Trying to keep your team in the lead here. These Tornadoes, man, they've just been feeling it. They're rolling right now.
I'll give a big shout out to our pregame show sponsor, XCARET Mexican Restaurant. Folks, I just can't say enough about the great folks at XCARET. Lisette Torres, Noema, Luis, Fabi, all those people out there, they just do such a great job. The staff is just so friendly. I was out there for Cinco de Mayo, and just the turnover on tables, they're so fast. They're so fast getting your food out. Everything's efficient. Tastes good.
Yeah, they know what they're doing out there.
But I tell you, I got to give a big shout out because, folks, it's graduation party time. And I know a lot of people out there, well, maybe not a lot, but there's some people out there that are like me, that, I waited till the last minute with both of my kids' graduation parties. Like, what am I going to do? I ended up making burgers for the last one because I waited too long. They were good. I went to a farmer to get the burgers and got all beef hot dogs from the local butcher, but I don't want to do work on my kid's graduation party ever again. So I don't recommend you do it either. Just trust your graduation party. Food needs to the experts at XCARET Mexican Restaurant, folks.
So there's lots of other things that go into planning that party. You shouldn't have to worry about the food.
It's not just graduation parties either. You got a wedding coming up. You want reception? A taco bar, folks. A burrito bar. Nacho bar. Telling you. You can't go wrong.
You want to celebrate that it's a Thursday afternoon? Go get yourself some food. It doesn't even matter.
This one hit into right field, gets down.
Nice.
Arias with a base hit ties the ball game at 8 apiece. Looping liner falls down for a base hit in right. Bases stay loaded still. Yeah. Nobody out.
That's exactly what you needed there. Just a beautiful hit with the bases loaded. Sending one guy in. Everybody gets around safely.
I hope nobody turned it off when it was 8-2. Come on back, folks. We're not going to lock the doors on you.
Ooh.
This one gets away.
Oh, he's taking off.
Another run will score, and the Tornadoes now take the lead. 9-8, Tiffin Columbian.
Just like that. Just something so simple, Nate. Just a pitch just gets away there. And he's able to, he didn't even have to run. He really just kind of cruised.
Yeah, Jackson Little just kind of jogged it. I'm sorry, that was Braden Egbert. Jackson Little's down at third.
So still got the bases loaded here.
Still bases loaded, nobody out. Bradley Willman at the plate. Watches that one catch the outside corner for a strike.
Bradley Willman He's got the power to put that thing out there. Maybe not past the fence, but he might be able to, but at least to the fence. Like you said, there's a big field here today, Nate.
He's 1 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Fouls that one back. 0-2 the count.
See, will he hit it? Bradley will, man.
He will, man. I bet he will, man. This one swung on and missed.
Man. Good swing, but just a little low on that one.
That was a nice pitch there by Galonia.
Golden.
One out on the board there for him now. Still bases loaded. Still in a good position here.
That'll bring up Blake Galden. Galden. Oh, what a bunt.
Yeah.
How did he even get the bat on that? How?
Unreal.
How did he get an
And
overthrow?
Did the ball go? Oh, my
will
goodness.
allow the runners to advance. Now
Wow.
you've got 2 runs on the board there.
Yeah. That overthrow is able you gotta be on with that throw, Nate. If you're on with that throw, you only get 1 runner in there. You limit the damage. But yeah, just that simple another little error just allows the second guy to say, hey, you know what, I can make it in too.
Connor Reese.
That'll bring up Connor Reese. And these tornadoes just will not go away here, folks.
Still only 1 down.
Plated 5 in the 4th. And now 3 here in the 5th. Or 4 here in the 5th.
And that bunt, Nate, was just incredible.
As soon as my game changer catches up. 9 runs in the last 2 innings for these tornadoes. They're on top 11-8.
So they definitely want to be here Saturday.
Connor Reese watches that one miss for a ball. It's 2-0.
Got 1 out right now. Still, bases not loaded. We still got somebody on second, third over here. Still dangerous, threatening to score. Yeah, you're right, Nate. If anybody turned this one off when it was 8-2, man, they're missing out.
You are missing one heck of a ball game here, folks.
This Tornadoes team,
Never say
they're
quit.
just digging down deep and finding something here late in the season, Nate.
Reese staying alive. 3-2 the count here.
Seeing a comment here that it's a story of the game, bad defense, and he's absolutely right. You know, bad defense, but just on the opposite side of that, being able to be aware and take advantage of those moments. TC's just done a great job of that.
Grounded to short. Shortstop up with it. Throw over to first. Is in time for out number 2, but the Tornadoes plate another run. It's now 12-8, Tiffin Columbian.
Number 20, Ethan Wilcox.
This one bunted in front of the plate. There's no play to be made.
Wow.
He tried to go home with it and then just said, no, I'm going to throw it down to first.
Yeah, he kind of spun around there and just, maybe he just thought he wasn't going to beat the plate or the guy at home, so took his chances, but
Now
crowd is loving it here, Nate.
Westner.
Rightfully so. What a ball game we've got for you here.
Just somebody down on first now. Clearing the bases the right way. Not getting outs, just getting them across.
13-8, Tiffin Columbian. Runner at first base, 2 down. Runner's off.
Ooh.
Throw gets behind the batter.
My goodness, that's close to hitting him.
Galonia looked like he was grimacing after that pitch. I hope he's okay because that Didn't look good coming out of his hands.
Uncharacteristic pitch by him there.
1-1 the count here. Westner at the plate.
Oh. He says, there you go, I got that.
I give a shout out to our camera crew today. Jacob Ellis and Emma Meglin just killing it today.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job down there.
Adapting and overcoming. That's pretty much the motto for Heart of Ohio Sports.
Saying as many times as we have Jacob running to the outfield to get that camera fixed up, he'll probably lose 20 pounds in the next week.
Right? That's all right. Emma's taking him a piece of pizza so he can gain a couple back.
As I say, we're going to stuff him. We're going to stuff him with some foodie.
Pitch in the dirt, and the catcher just decides, you know what? We've had enough overthrows today. I'm just going to keep this one.
Let him go.
Let's just let him have it.
And just like that, Nate, he's already snuck from first to third without me even being able to notice and change it. Unbelievable.
Jamison Westner, 2 for 3.
He's really good on the bases
The
today.
2-2 golfed into left field. The left fielder retreating back. It's going to get down.
Wow.
A run will score, and Westner in standing with a double. He's 3 for 4 on the day. Give him an RBI. And give the Tornadoes another run. It's now 14-8.
Braden Egbert.
Both these teams here have just shown their ability to have a rally and keep it going. Yeah.
8 runs for the Minutemen in the bottom of the third. 7 here for the Tornadoes in the top of the fifth. A lot of offense here. If you like offense in baseball, folks, you picked a great game to watch.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not often that I have to go into the double digits in the scoreboard.
Right? Liberty Benton beating Edison, knocking the Chargers out. That's a big one.
We got to see them in action against the Tornadoes earlier this year.
Yeah, Liberty Benton's pretty good. They got a potent lineup. It's just crazy when you see that because pretty sure Calvert beat Liberty Benton earlier this year, but they were beat by Edison. It just goes to show you, baseball, it's like anything can happen, folks. Anything and everything usually does happen when it comes to this tournament time.
It's such a unique sport in that sense. Like, if you just get things rolling the right way for you, all it takes is one inning to change the whole game around.
Egbert watches that one. It's high. 3-1 the count here on Braden Egbert. Still 2 down, runner at second base. Tornadoes have put 7 on the board here in the top of the fifth. They trailed by 1 coming into this one. As Egbert hits this one into right field. Right fielder camps under it. Makes the play for out number 3.
Yeah.
Looked like a newborn deer out there for a second.
That was some impressive footwork to be stumbling backwards like that and not lose the ball there.
We head to the bottom of the fifth. 14-8. You're not watching football, folks. This is the district semifinal baseball matchup here in Division III on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins, Greg the Wizard Kinn on the call with you here today. Jacob Ellis and Emma Meglin doing a great job for us on the camera today. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring this ball game to you live and paywall free right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. We'd like to thank XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Mullins Entertainment, Lee's Floor Covering, Studio Squared, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Art Lessons by Chelsea Mullins, Parents of Columbian Baseball, and SWAT Baseball. All proud sponsors bringing you high school baseball tournament edition right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. And Greggy, you put Isaiah Tills into the game with a 6-run deficit, and I don't know, anything can happen, right? You put him into the game with a 6-run lead. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's a little bit different situation here. Just 2 innings apart from each other when he came into the game to now where he's starting this one.
But we'll have to keep an eye on his pitch count as he is sitting right now at 47 pitches. So my guess would be, Greg, he's going to have a short leash here.
So you try to.
He might not even make it through this inning.
As I say, you want to try to keep it limited, especially if you get the lead like this and you can maintain it.
But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not Nick Weber. I'm not this coaching staff. I don't know what their plans are.
Right there, Nate?
Yeah, I was going to say, him sitting at 47 pitches, they probably, like I said.
Tills was on the mound, and he kind of just threw the ball to someone else here.
I think it's going to be Egbert, possibly.
He just kind of tossed in the ball, and they looked like they switched.
Or is that
sides.
Jackson Little?
I can't see his number here.
Yeah,
one.
Jackson Little. Okay, yeah. We're good.
Yep, that's what we're doing here. It looks like he took the wrap off his hand.
Jackson Little, the freshman phenom left-hander, coming into this one.
I mean, this is a situation, too, where you could, if we get into a bad spot and lose that lead, you could bring Tills back in at that point, right?
Oh, because he stepped on the mound, he has to come out and pitch at least to one batter. Because he came out and started warming up, and I was like, they have to at least pitch him because he was warming up, right?
Oh, I see. I was like, what is he doing now?
I wonder if that was a call that was made by the coaching staff that they maybe didn't realize he was at 47 pitches. But I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah, there's so many things that you got to keep track of here in this game. Like, you never know, Nate.
But, hey, that was the Lexington coaching staff going, hey, wait. Bring him back in here.
They said, nice try.
Jacob's going to look for some refreshments here. Yeah, there's no concession stand. So, luckily, this guy had a Dr. Pepper for me, but
Oh, sure.
oh, look at that. You know what's crazy? What did I say earlier, Greg? I said the only thing that would have made this any better
is if you had pulled out some pizza.
Wow.
I know that pizza.
And there's pizza here.
That's pizza smells.
Look at Jacob taking off with a smile on his face with a cold Dr. Pepper and a plate full of pizza. Oh, I will. When I get a chance to actually chew a piece.
Yeah. See,
I don't like talking like this one in the air.
Unlike Nate, I can just do the old pull the mic up. And
So the Tornadoes will intentionally walk the leadoff batter here, as they said, we don't want to pitch this guy. We don't want him to waste a pitch, even just one pitch. No.
They said, you're going to make us pitch him? Well, I'll tell you what. His pitch is a walk. Here you go.
Yep. So that'll put a runner on first, leadoff runner aboard.
Nick Hamler has been intentionally walked.
Nick Hamler.
Now into pitch, number 1, Jackson Little.
And that'll put Jackson Little on the mound for the Tornadoes. And now we've got to wait till he warms up. I suppose you got a 6-run lead. You're kind of willing to, I guess, give him a free runner on board to lead this one off.
You got to be careful, though, Nate, because as the Minutemen have learned what happens when you have a 6-run lead sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and these Minutemen have shown they can put together a rally. They can string together some hits.
So if you can put together 8 in one inning, 6-run lead isn't really that hard to overcome. It's a very dangerous team out here.
I'll give another shout out to the parents of Columbian baseball. They had a message for the players. I want to make sure the players hear this, but we'll get it on the air once again. This is a message from the parents of Columbian baseball. As parents of the Tiffin Columbian baseball team, we've watched our boys grow and battle all season. From a 10-14 record, they've shown incredible grit, culminating in that fantastic 6-0 win over Defiance. Now, it's district semifinals day. We've seen their resilience, their teamwork, and their passion for the game. Every single one of them has earned this moment. To our Tornadoes, on this important day, know that your biggest fans, your parents, are right here with you. Play with heart. Leave it all out there. We're wishing you the very best of luck today. And see, folks, that's what everybody sees these sponsor ads, and they're like, I don't have a business. It's like, you could just do that right there. Like, that's easy.
It's not.
We'll throw you on your own segment. We'll give you a nice little read, and we'll make sure that you feel the value that you're getting from contributing to this because you're supporting this broadcast. Without you, we wouldn't be here.
And I know that there's some sponsors out there that whether or not their business gets a big name out there or whatever, it's not the important thing to them. It's just the fact that they want to be on that list of people that when you look back on this, you'll know who supported these kids.
That's right.
I tell you, Nate, as one of these athletes, I'd love to have this stuff in the vault to pull out years from now as an old man and be like, I'm going to show my kid when I hit a home run here in this game.
That's the trend right now. Open the vault, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Get these kids to put something in the vault here.
Absolutely. Like we said
Jackson
yesterday.
Little, nice pitch there. Drops that one in there.
It's like we talked yesterday about the Calvert softball team having a historic run. I mean, this is all it's all history here, you know. You're just making history in these games. We're capturing it for you.
Montgomery fouls this one off. Max Montgomery at the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day. A run scored and an RBI. Montgomery skies this one straight up the elevator shaft. Pitcher covering comes down to snag that one for out number 1.
Great job by him there. Tracking that one all the way.
Got to bring up Cooper Clark.
Now up number 18, Cooper Clark.
Clark is the DH today. This one hit. First baseman snags it and steps on first. Double play.
Wow.
What a play to end the inning. And these Tornadoes are fired up right now.
That's when do you ever see that happen? They hit right through him, able to just that was incredible.
Things are rolling the Tornadoes' way right now, folks. It's 14-8 Tiffin after 5. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2
Needed
pitch.
that.
Smokes it to dead center. That's
Oh,
probably at least
man, are you
360.
kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Welcome back. We're live here at Heminger Field, Paradiso Athletic Complex, part of Tiffin University's athletic complex over here.
Beautiful.
Nate Mullins and Greg the Wizard Kinn on the call with you here today. As Tyler Galonia starts out Jackson Little with a ball high and inside. Tornadoes lead at 14-8 as we start out here in the top of the 6th. 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up for Tiffin Columbian. Jackson Little, Jace Audius, and Isaiah Tills. Little watches that one high and inside. It's 2-1. Once again, just want to give a shout out to this staff over here at Tiffin University for hosting this game. Being, just incredible hosts. The hospitality is top notch. It's not often you get food catered during a baseball game. Usually you're on your own for baseball. Like basketball, you might be lucky. Maybe they got a media room or something. Football, usually, yeah, most press boxes they take care of the guys up in the press box. But baseball, this is a first.
That's to say a nice shout out to these two fellows here for letting us squeeze in on the table, sharing their space with us.
Big time. Because I know it's it's a tight fit up here with, us big guys taking up quite a bit of room here, but just appreciate the hospitality.
Next up, number
Jackson Little works himself aboard. Tornadoes have a leadoff runner aboard. That's walk number 3 on the day for Jackson Little. You want to talk about patient approach. Not only has he got 3 walks, he scored 4 runs today.
Ooh.
Arias showed bunt, pulls it back. He's 2 for 4 on the day with an RBI and 2 runs scored. Here's the 0-1. Arias fouls that one off. I always loved seeing the kids shagging loose balls over here, like going out. Those kids just running after the foul ball as soon as it goes out of play. They're like, I got it.
Huge group of them out just flowing to it.
Love it. Here's the, nope, you're going to throw it over to first.
Not even close.
Not much of a pickoff move there.
No, I don't even know what that was for. He just took like one step back over to the base. I was like, what?
Colonia comes set. Here's the 0-2. Chopped high, back to the mound. Pitcher fires over to first for out number 1. But they move the runner over, first to second base. That'll put a runner at second with 1 out for Isaiah Tills.
Now up number 8, Isaiah Tills.
Tills is 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. He has a double, and he was hit by a pitch. And they're going to say,
walking him?
Hey, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put him on base again. That's the second time he's been intentionally walked in this one. Actually, I think it's the second time in a row, Greg. They're not even taking a chance.
Like he threw his glove to the dugout and it went right by the camera.
Number 6, Bradley Willman.
He was just waving. He threw a wave at her.
So here you go.
1 down, runners at first and second. Bradley Willman pops this one up. It's going to go foul and out of play.
Oh,
Almost a nice catch over there.
that one landed right next to a group. There's like a group of 3 kids just all sitting Indian style. Crisscross applesauce style, what do you want to call it? I would say that, you know what, 90s, whatever. Yeah, that ball landed right next to him.
Crisscross applesauce.
I'm trying to be PC about it, Nate. Uh-oh. Where's this one going to land?
Pop up is going to go foul and out of play.
So that one was a little closer to being in play, but not quite.
First baseman gave it a chase, but no play to be made. It's 0-2 here on Willman. Willman is 1 for 3 on the day with 2 RBIs and a run scored. He was also hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Throw down to third is, ooh, that was a close play. But Jackson Little able to beat it out. That was a bang play down there at third. And a nice job by Jackson Little swimming around the tag there. Now runners at first and third with 1 out. Tills going to put the pressure on right away. I bet he's off on this pitch right here. 1-2 count. Let's see if Colonia throws it over. Tills with a big lead. The 1-2, no, he stays. This one fouled back. Feels like Forrest Gump in here. These little cottonwood things just drifting around. And
Reminds me of the other day we were at a game and somebody like blew a bunch of bubbles and they come flying past us. These aren't bubbles. Oh.
Fouled at the plate. And Tills will have to go back to first. He was off running on the pitch. I was 1 pitch too late. They're too early. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and third, 1 out. Top of the 6th. Tornadoes lead it 14-8 over Lexington here in this district semifinal.
Doing a good job so far of maintaining that lead.
Throw over to first.
Too late.
And the throw down to the plate is in time. They get the runner.
Oh, wow.
Catcher, I don't know, Greg. It looked like he was blocking the plate before the ball got there. Because he had his leg across the plate.
Man.
Before he took the throw.
So I'll be honest with you, Nate. I looked down to first to see it till it took off. I didn't even catch what was happening down there.
And my eyes went to the plate right away as soon as they looked towards home.
I mean, and that's what I talk about having to be aware and stuff. Like, just like for me, you catch me sleeping. I didn't even look towards him.
But that'll put a runner at second base, and now 2 outs. Still a 1-2 count here on Willman.
Good attempt to try to sneak one in there, but Minutemen were just on top of it.
Oh, Blue's not going to like that one. Don't start walking off before he gives you a call. I've only umpired a few games, but that was one thing that just got under my skin. It's like, let me make the call. Don't just assume that that's what it is. Here's a 2-2. This one grounded to short. Shortstop up with it. Throw over to first is in time for out number 3. Tornadoes are retired here in the top of the 6th. They stranded a runner. No runs scored. As we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, it's 14-8, Tiffin over Lexington. Nate Mullins and Greg the Wizard Kinn here with you on this Thursday afternoon.
We've had so much baseball and softball scheduled, I can't keep track of what day it is.
Right? I have to say it a few times before it actually sinks in, you know? Big shout out to our post-game show sponsor. Make sure you stick around. Brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Folks, if you're looking for a place to do your banking business, I've been doing business with Your Legacy my whole life. Like ever since that was the first bank account I ever had. I've never had a bank account anywhere else. It's just that's my bank. That's the one I've always done business with, and that was my grandpa's bank back when it was St. Joe's Credit Union. You know, it's been a family bank. We enjoy doing business with the folks at Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, but there's a reason for that. When I hear other people talk about the things they go through at big banks, like I'm not going to mention any names. I won't throw anybody under the bus, but people getting their credit cards hacked, their debit cards hacked, their bank accounts hacked into. I'm not saying that never happens at Your Legacy, but I'm just saying like it's a credit union. Like it's almost like they're just not.
My biggest thing with them, Nate, is that they're, we always talk about and we use the phrase community-minded, and that's absolutely the case with them. They're not a big national chain type of bank. They're like local. They care about the people of Tiffin. They were the ones that hosted the Memorial Day Parade, and they're just always involved in things in the community, and that's what I love about a bank like that. I want the bank to be somebody that's a member of my community, not just some big box bank.
That's absolutely right, Greg. And when people see these banks supporting these events, that makes them want to support those banks and these businesses that sponsor with us. But I talk about Your Legacy. One of the convenient things about having a bank account at Your Legacy, Greg, $5 is all you need in your bank account. And that gets you not just a savings, but also a checking and a debit card. Like $5 is all you need to have in your bank account. They don't charge you a monthly fee. There's no
That's too rich
There's
for my
no
blood.
fees for doing checking or debit card or any of that stuff. There's no fees. They don't tack on all that extra stuff like the big banks do. It's just you got to keep $5 in there to keep the account open. That's it.
You'll see that a lot where they'll sneak stuff in there like that, and if not that, they'll just change things on you.
And they're really good about the overdraft thing. Like instead of, you just overdrafted, a lot of times they'll wait a day or two and they'll try again. They're just really good. I can't say enough about the great folks at Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. One of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports, as Graham Clark draws a leadoff walk for the Minutemen.
Now up number 3.
I'm going to put a runner on base for Evan Mathias. Mathias 0 for 2 on the day with a run scored. But he was responsible for the first 2 runs for the Minutemen. As he bunted one in front of the plate and caused the overthrow at first base, which allowed the first 2 runs for the Minutemen to score, which tied the game at 2 apiece. Believe it or not, we were at 2 apiece at one point in this game.
Yeah, we've seen 2-0. We've seen 2-2, and then 8-2.
Now we got 2 touchdowns and a touchdown with a 2-point conversion here.
So then it was 8-7, and then have a little conversation on the mound here. Just a little something. Probably see something he's talking to him about here.
Well, he just put Clark on with a leadoff walk. Now he starts out Mathias with 2 straight balls. I bet Wessner's just coming to him saying, look, you don't got to nibble with these guys. Just bring it. just bring the gas. Put that right over the plate. Let your defense do the job. And there it is. Grounded to short. Shortstop up with it. Throw over to first. Out number 1. And that's what you got to do, Greg. Just let your do your job. Put the ball over the plate. Let the defense do their job.
Absolutely.
Number 13, Tyler Galonia.
That'll bring up Tyler Galonia, who took over on the mound for Gage Powell. Started out in right field. He is 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. Top of the order here for the Minutemen. That one falls in for a strike. It's 0-1. Runner down at second base with 1 out. We have a final from that Mohawk game. They took care of business against Plymouth 11-1.
Some dominating wins by Mohawk Warriors and Calvert Senecas today.
That one took just 6 innings to finish that one. Another team I got my eye on in Division 7 right now, Greg. I think the one team that, obviously anything can happen in baseball, but this Tiffin Calvert team, I've got my eyes on them, watching them as this one grounded to second. Second baseman fires it over, not going to be in time.
Oh, yeah, even if it wasn't time, dropped that one.
Well, Galden kind of bobbled it out of his glove. He was trying to transfer, but I think it just kind of like caught the top of his glove and almost fell out.
You could see him there rubbing on the top of his glove. Must have maybe had some dirt on it or something.
Yeah. But I'm talking about this Tiffin Calvert team, Division 7. Mohawk, obviously, Division 7. Both those teams got a shot at the state run. I mean, they got both 2 of the top teams in Division 7. But another team I got my eye on right now is these Minster Wildcats. They took care of business against Upper Scioto Valley today, 13-0.
Number 26, Markel Martin.
As there's a few teams that'll be lining up along the way for some of these teams that we're covering. So I'm just kind of keeping them on my...
Seeing what kind of action we might be getting ourselves into. Uh-oh.
This one gets away from Westner, but he gets to it in time to keep the runner at third.
Yeah. It's a dangerous situation there. You got somebody on third. It's a great job of keeping them, freezing them up there, Nate.
Markel Martin at the plate, center fielder. 1 for 3 with a run scored.
So you only got 1 out here. Got guys on second and third. They're in a good position here to try to add some more points. Some more runs.
That one catches the outside corner. It's 1-2 here on Martin.
The Minutemen know after this, Nate, you're down to your last inning. Got to try to get at least some runs here.
This one fouled off to the left, and it'll go out of play.
We'll close this gap a little bit before you go into the 7th.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Ooh. Little foul tip into the glove of Jamison Westner, and Jackson Little with a strikeout there.
Number 27.
Do they count that as a strikeout when it's a foul tip into the glove? I think it should.
It should be.
It should be a strikeout. That'd be strikeout number 2 for Jackson Little.
I love that Nate knows more about baseball than I could ever imagine, but he also knows that the rules change at every level, so sometimes you got questions.
Well, it's like yesterday they brought that softball pitcher back into the game after they took her out,
and you didn't.
And I've never seen that before.
But a lot of
and I'm like, well, wait,
like,
they took her out of the game. Well, she stayed in the field. She can come back in. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I've never seen it before. That's why it kind of caught me off guard. You don't see it very often, but I think with that Hilltop team, I think, Greg, they might have only had 2 pitchers to go to in that game.
So maybe it's something that's not uncommon for them for sure, you know?
Yeah. Either way, it's 2-1 here on Eichhorn.
So you got 2 outs here. Still got you guys at second and third. You're able to get it out. Get out of this without damage.
Fouled back into the net, 2-2.
See what he brings here, Nate.
Here's a 2-2. This one swung on, skied into center field. Center fielder ranges over, camps under it, and makes the play for out number 3. Minutemen leaves 2 stranded. It's still 14-8, Tiffin Columbian. After 6, we'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back. It's 7th inning time coming up next here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll be right back.
Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go! When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go. Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, welcome back. Start of the 7th inning. Tornadoes due up to bat, and they lead it 14-8. Nate Mullins on the call with you here. Greg the Wizard Kinn on production. Jacob Ellis and Emma Meglin on camera for us. This will be Emma's last day as a shadow worker. She'll be paid for her work today, and then she'll be starting to do work on her own after today.
So that means she better know everything.
Every little thing. Like the back of her hand. Due up here in the top of the 7th, you'll have the 5, 6, and 7 hitters as Blake Galden, Connor Reese, and Ethan Wilcox due up for the Tornadoes. Swung on and missed. Tyler Galonia on the mound once again. This is his 3rd inning of work now. He came on for Gage Powell back in the 5th. A swing and a miss. Sits Golden down on strikes. For Galonia, that's strikeout number 2. I mean, he's allowed 4 runs, but none of them have been earned as he has been the victim of some defensive miscues. He's come in and settled things down after the Tornadoes were they're putting up some runs in bunches there.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen an inning where they put up 7, an inning where the Minutemen put up 8. It's been a crazy ball game today, Nate.
No balls, 2 strikes here on Connor Reese. Reese is 0 for 3 on the day today.
You know something, Nate? It's kind of dumb of me to not think about this till now, but the Minutemen put up 8 and they haven't had one since. That's the only points they've scored was that inning. That's kind of crazy to think about the way this game's gone down, that they haven't been able to get another run across since that one incredible inning they had.
So Reese goes down on strikes, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Ethan Wilcox.
Ooh.
Galoni is cruising through this inning so far. 2 quick outs. Now it's 1-1 here on Wilcox. That one upstairs, 2-1.
Say, you can never have enough runs on the scoreboard, Nate, but you got to think at least with a little comfy lead like that, you're just kind of looking to play the defense in the second half of this and get out of here.
Yeah.
At least you don't have that pressure on you to try to be like, oh, man, this is our last chance. We got to come back here. And
Right.
No thanks. Nothing like time running out, working against you. Oh.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner.
Oh, it's hobbling a little bit there, Nate.
That's a nice pitch.
Must have a cramp in his leg.
Tyler Galonia with a strikeout.
Apparently just in time as he hobbled over there and stretched that leg out.
3 straight strikeouts for Galonia. He sat down the Tornadoes in order.
It's quick work there. And now they're going to get their last chance, Nate.
And now it's down to the final 3 outs for Lexington as they trail by 6, 14-8. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring this one to you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. I want to thank our pregame show sponsor, XCARET Mexican Restaurant. Our postgame show sponsor, stick around. It's brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Keys to the Game brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. Our pitch camp presented by the parents of Columbian Baseball. And the starting lineups tonight presented by SWAT Baseball. We'd also like to thank Lee's Floor Covering, Mullins Entertainment, Studio Squared, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Art Lessons by Chelsea Mullins for all their contributions to the broadcast here today, helping us bring this broadcast to you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Folks, that Art Lessons by Chelsea Mullins, I'll tell you, if you're looking, you may have a young artist that is, maybe they're very interested in art and they want to further their art interest and take it one step further. Maybe they want to do more than just art class. Maybe they want to have personalized lessons. That's a great place to start out. Art Lessons by Chelsea Mullins, starting out as young as 8 years old, all the way through high school. Individualized, personalized lessons, week by week.
And I tell you,
and
Nate,
results speak for themselves, folks. You can see the results. Just go to her page, witness the results from some of these students that she works with. It's amazing. Especially just in one class sometimes, the turnaround with some of these kids is just remarkable.
Well, I mean, that's something that a lot of people sometimes don't even think about is when you have a young child.
Nice pitch there.
They're talented. They have a gift. And sometimes you need somebody to nurture them and help lead them because they have that gift, but they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to apply it. And Chelsea's got all the knowledge in the world to help them out.
That was a good-looking pitch, but it must have missed. I don't know where that was at. Was that high, outside? I'm not sure. Either way, 2-1 the count here on Powell.
But yeah, I was gonna say,
that's the same pitch.
Speaking of the art lessons, Nate, it's no different than training for sports.
That's right.
Like that, you're just nurturing athlete's talent. You're just nurturing a young child's artistic talents. There.
Well, it's like with an athlete. If you have a good athlete, just going to practice every day isn't going to be enough to put them over the edge. Like what's really going to set them to that next level, as that throw out to first is out number 1. What's really going to set them to the next level is the personalized lessons, training.
Yeah, it's just like having. Yeah, it's just like
sports.
Have a personal trainer. It's absolutely the same thing.
So if you have a young artist, you want to take the next step, contact Chelsea Mullins, professional artist at Studio Squared. Set up your lessons today, as summertime's a great time, folks. And give yourself an hour of, maybe go grab some lunch while your son or daughter takes art lessons. Nice little break.
Listen, if I wasn't such an old man and I had talent, I'd be hitting her up for the lessons. I'd be like, Chelsea, teach me how to draw something. Come on.
Teach me how to draw. Teach me how to draw.
I mean, she's just amazing, man. She really is. Her talents are beyond. They're just out of this world.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nick Hamler watches that one in there for a strike, and it's 1-2.
Getting closer to securing the victory here, Nate.
You say, Greg, you talk about all the runs coming in that one inning for Lexington, but they've had their opportunities outside of that. Greg.
Yeah,
Last inning, they had runners at second and third with one out, just were not able to get them in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's surprising to look back on it that way when I've watched the game and thought about like how much action we've had and how much these teams have been able to move around on the bases and stuff. But then you look up and you say, oh, yeah, they've only been able to actually get runs in that one inning. That's
and
crazy.
This one lined into left field for a base hit. So Lexington says, hold the phone. Don't start those buses just yet.
So that's the double-sided blade right there, Nate. What you talk about is you're like, oh, well, they've only ever scored in one inning of this game. But, yeah, look how many they scored in that inning.
That's right.
They showed that they can come back here, even though it's the end of this one. They're not out of it yet.
Here we have a relief runner here.
Pinch runner at first base is number 7, Camden Boozer.
As Camden Boozer is the relief runner at first.
Up to bat is number 8, Max Montgomery.
That'll bring up Max Montgomery. He's 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a run scored.
Do you think his real name's Maximus? Maximus Montgomery? That sounds pretty cool to me.
It's Max in Montgomery.
You just want to sing that song.
I do.
You just always want to sing.
That's right.
You're a singer.
Tommy would get a kick out of it.
Oh, yeah. He'd be singing it right now, too.
Tommy would have beat me to it.
Old Derek Coomer, Greg the Heartbreak Kinn. What would that be like? GHBK? That's just too many letters, man.
Yeah, you don't want to put those 3 letters in anything there, really. Like, let's just leave those out. Oh, that one in there for a strike.
That one looked
What
good.
a pitch by Jackson Little. Drops that one in a bucket.
I should have known when Derek Coomer was watching this. He's a big-time Columbian baseball fan. Might even played a little in his day.
Oh, my God.
And the throw is over the first baseman's head.
Wow. And he's just taking off.
And I think they're going to allow the runner to advance to third, but he'll have to stay there.
Yeah, that ball was all the way out there, Nate. It was all the way
Yeah,
in
it
the
got
fans.
hung up under the fence again, I think.
Yeah, the fans threw it back into him, so. It had to maybe made its way under the fence, like you said.
I wonder if there's maybe a hole in the fence over there that they're finding. Finding a hole in the fence, like a hole in the zone kind of thing. They're going to make him go back to second.
Yeah, I mean, because that ball was out of play, and he was just off running. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me he had to go back to second. That ball was outside of play for a good chunk of that time there.
Well, I see Tills threw his hands up right about the time he hit second base.
Yeah, because he was probably like, hey,
Because he was like, hey, I can't. What am I supposed to do with this? It went under the fence.
It is what it is. So puts it back at second there.
This one well hit into left field. Arias traces it down. And now Lexington down to their final out.
I seen Derek Coomer has to flex in the comments here. I said he might even played a little baseball, and he says, 2002 NOL champs.
Number 18, Cooper Clark.
Hey, man, flex all you want. That's a big accomplishment.
That was back in the black and white days, wasn't it, Derek?
NWO champs. The Tornadoes and 8. They sit 1 out away from the big comeback here in this one.
And what a comeback it.
It doesn't seem that way when you look at the scoreboard. You're like, comeback? And it's like, yes, absolutely. This was an 8-2 ball game.
What a comeback it would be if they complete this one here. Still 1 out to get. Runner at second base, 2 outs.
And we've seen how hard it can be to get that last one sometimes.
Well, look at that Mohawk rally yesterday with 2 outs. Willman
go.
up with it. Throw to first.
On
In time. Ball game. The Tornadoes punch their ticket to the district final this Saturday here at Tiffin University with a resounding 14-8 victory over the Minutemen.
Man, what a game. What a comeback. What a showing by both of these teams.
We're going to step aside, take a timeout. We'll be back with the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2 pitch. Smokes it to dead center.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports is owned by Mullins Entertainment and located inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. The space features a state-of-the-art podcast studio, open for public use. Building a platform for creators is one of our top priorities. We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports gives fans the access they want when they want it. And the athletes get the coverage they deserve. Our broadcasts are free, and they always will be. We don't hide behind a paywall.
When my family can't come to the games, they always watch on Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go, Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2 pitch. Smokes it to dead center.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go, Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, we're back here at Heminger Field.
Here, get this straightened out here.
Nate Mullins and Greg the Wizard Kinn here in the press box. You're getting a nice view of the 2020 or 2013 Tiffin University Dragons baseball team there.
Where did my camera go?
As
I'll get it pulled up here.
getting ready to break this one down here in the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union postgame show.
Here we go.
Final score, Tiffin Columbian 14, Lexington 8. Tornadoes moving on to the district final, which will be played here at Tiffin University this Saturday.
What a game this one was. I mean, Nate, this was our third game in the last 24 hours or whatever it is here, and not a single one of them has been lackluster.
Yeah.
They've all been, nail biting down to the wire, down to the last minute. You look at this one, you think, 8-14. Come on, guy. It couldn't have been that close. It absolutely was that close at 1 minute. That 14 runs that Columbian put up, that was no easy task. And that, like we talked about, that came from behind.
Yeah. Well, Tornadoes led it 2-0 to start this one out, and then the Minutemen put up 8 runs in the bottom of the third. Tornadoes answered with 5 in the top of the fourth to cut it to 1. And then they shut out Lexington in the bottom of the fourth. And they came out in the top of the fifth and put 7 on the board to put the exclamation point on this victory and move on to the district final this Saturday here at Tiffin University.
So I think the biggest thing for me in this one, Nate, was not just the fact that they answered back, answered the bell or whatever, was that they came right out in the very next inning and answered back. They put up them 8 runs there, and then Columbian came out, and they didn't take their time trying to claw their way back to this one. They put up 5 right away themselves, and they said, listen, this is a game. We're not going anywhere. You guys are in for a ball game here.
This team reminds me so much of our first year covering baseball when that Tiffin Calvert team started out their postseason run. Because, Greg, you think about it, that team had a losing record going into the postseason. They were 11-14, I think, or 11-13, something like that.
One of those moments where everybody kind of just counts you out.
And they just went on a run, won 6 straight before losing their last one, obviously, in the state semis. But what a run for Tiffin Calvert that year. This team reminds me of that. Like, when you talk about, they underachieved, Greg. And this, you can say whatever you like about, obviously, things go however they go in baseball. You can't control the way the ball bounces sometimes. Mm-hmm. But I think everybody on that team would say, they know they could have done better in the regular season. There were some games that got away from them. There were some games that things happen that just are unexplainable sometimes.
You're talking about one play differences
exactly.
in a lot of these games, yeah.
And so I really feel like the record for Tiffin Columbian just does not tell the whole story. It's going to be deceiving for a lot of teams because, Greg, when a team gets set to play this team, they're going to see that record and they're just going to overlook them.
Absolutely, Nate.
And that's a dangerous thing to be doing right now.
Because that's your first indication of what kind of team you're playing up against. You have no other information on them. You just kind of look at that record and you say, all right, let's just take from this here. And that record is not described this Columbian team accurately, like you said.
Not one bit.
Because this is a Columbian team that we've covered a few times this year, and they didn't put up 14 points on the board. Let's just put it that way.
No.
This was an incredible outing here today, and they seem to have found their groove without a doubt.
Well, Greg, I was going to say during the broadcast, and I stopped myself. I messaged Nick Weber this week, and I said, hey, Coach, do you want us here? Because, Greg,
because we've been bad luck, quote, unquote.
This was the first game they've won that we covered all year,
listen,
Greg.
I don't want to hear this stuff, Nate.
How many games have we covered for Tiffin Columbian baseball?
But I told you guys. I already told you guys this. It wasn't us. It was the home field. That's how I felt about it.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes, because they didn't win a game at home this year until, they won the
tournament game
that we weren't at. But, I think they just had to get over something there. It was, I don't think that had anything to do with us.
I know it didn't.
It's like the Paul Brown curse or something like that. They had something going on there, and they broke the curse. Everything's good now.
I think they exercised the demons in the 4th and 5th inning.
I was going to say,
those 5 and 7 runs they put up, those 12 runs they put up in those 2 innings, that's done. That curse of the Heart of Ohio Sports on Columbian broadcast, that's over.
Yeah, there ain't no curse. We love
Nick
our
Weber
tornadoes.
said that to a couple of our camera operators along the side. He's like, we just can't catch a break when you guys are here. You guys are cursing us.
Everybody wants to
Not
be
no more.
Everybody wants to be superstitious and put the blame on something. It ain't us. Not Hoots. I'll tell you that, buddy.
Big time win for Tiffin Columbian here today. And let's thank our sponsors one more time before we wrap this one up. But folks, these sponsors on this list brought this game to you and made it possible. We need your help. Even if you're not a business, even if you're not someone that's in a position to sponsor with us, help us out. If you know somebody who is, tell them we're looking for sponsors for this Saturday for Tiffin Columbian baseball.
Yeah,
we want to be here. That's our plan.
You don't have to donate the top tier of sponsorship or anything. Every little bit helps. You get a couple people to chip in, you can all be on the list, and that helps out.
That's exactly what happened today with Tiffin Columbian parents. That was the parent group chat. I got to give credit to Jose Arias for putting that group chat message out there. And he rounded up everybody's commitments, and they pitched in, and they bought the pitch cam today.
Yeah, and he's been a big-time supporter of the Columbian baseball, with the son being on the team and whatnot. And I don't know if I see anybody post more about this team than him.
He is, number one fan for Tiffin Columbian baseball for sure this year. But, folks, once again, if you want to be added to that list, you see the information down there at the bottom. Give us an email, nmullins@heartofohiosports.com, or you can shoot me a text, 567-207-5041. That's my personal cell phone number. Or, hey, you can just drop us a comment or message the Facebook page. However you want to do it, folks, just get a hold of us. Let us know. I want to sponsor Heart of Ohio Sports Baseball this Saturday, Tiffin Columbian Baseball. But let's thank our sponsors once again. We want to thank XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, Mullins Entertainment, Lee's Floor Covering, Studio Squared, FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, Art Lessons by Chelsea Mullins, Parents of Columbian Baseball, and SWAT Baseball. All proud sponsors bringing you this district semifinal matchup here on Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, Greg, I think that's pretty much going to do it for us today. You got any final thoughts, partner?
What a game. What a showing by the Tornadoes. Again, congratulations to the Minutemen on a great season. Sorry that you're right, had to end here. And as for the Tornadoes, hopefully we'll see you Saturday. And, man, just like you said, Nate, they underperformed maybe in the regular season, but they're showing everybody who they are here.
What a magical ride this Tornadoes team has been on, and they are not done yet, folks. They're riding that magic carpet all the way into the district finals, and we'll bring it to you live right here on Heart of Ohio Sports this Saturday. That's a 2 o'clock first pitch on the Pulse of the Buckeye State. But hold on. Hold the phone. We got more tournament softball coming to you tomorrow night as we'll be live once again at Bowling Green State University's Meserve Field for the regional final between the Mohawk Lady Warriors and the Ayersville Pilots. We'll be on the call for that one.
That's going to be a matchup, Nate. If you watched both of those games yesterday, both of those teams are in top shape, top form.
That should be a pitching matchup for sure.
Yeah.
Aubrey Gottfried, Kendra Wardland, two of the top pitchers in Division VII softball doing battle tomorrow right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. 5 o'clock first pitch live from Bowling Green State University's Meserve Field. I think that's going to do it for us today. I want to thank our camera operators, Jacob Ellis and Emma Meglin, for doing a phenomenal job today, dealing with a few snafus here, but we got everything in. We got it under control, and we had a phenomenal broadcast. Thanks to our camera crew. Thanks to Greg the Wizard Kinn for making us look good like he always does. Folks, what we do is just not possible if not for the Wizard and all of his wizardry. This was a phenomenal broadcast today. If you go back and watch this, I'll put this up against any other production in the business.
That's what we want to bring the best to you guys. We want to bring the entertainment and enjoyment to you guys live on your screens.
So once again, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you share the video, like, follow, subscribe on all of our platforms. That's going to do it for us here today. For Greg Kinn, Jacob Ellis, and Emma Meglin, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off from Heminger Field. Once again, your final score, Tiffin Columbian 14, Lexington 8. We'll see you on Saturday for the district final here at Tiffin University. But first, we'll see you tomorrow for regional softball. It's the regional final, Mohawk versus Ayersville, right here on Heart of Ohio Sports tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. We'll see you then. Have a great day, everybody. Get out there and enjoy it. It's beautiful out there.